Are you a real estate investor? Do you know the strategies you use and how you're going to make money after the foreclosure moratorium is lifted? Even though you want to be wealthy, although we all have dreams and aspirations of being wealthy, unless you have a plan, unless you have a specific foreclosure strategy, you have no hope of building wealth when the moratorium is lifted. My name is Terry Bontemps, and I'm going to teach you everything you need to know so that you can actually make a lot of money when the foreclosure moratorium is lifted in your state. Oh, let's do this, you guys. The eviction moratorium is set to end in most states, or it has ended in others. Many legislatures are refusing to extend the eviction ban. Because of COVID-19, there was a lot of job loss. People decided not to go back to work. People lost their businesses. Unemployment rates were up. And the only reason people didn't lose their home, the only reason they didn't lose their homes was because, and the foreclosure rates didn't increase, was because of the foreclosure moratoriums. Many people found themselves homeless because they couldn't find housing or they couldn't afford housing anymore. Many more were saved from being evicted because of the eviction moratoriums handed down by the CDC eviction ban. But states are struggling to get rent assistance out to those who need it before evictions resume. I know this is a fact because I have a tenant, you guys, who has not paid rent to me in 16 months. COVID, evictions, and foreclosures are giving people financial anxiety. People have financial distress. Many people are feeling the after effects of COVID-19, and it's not their fault either. COVID caused this. Many people will be caught on the wrong side of the foreclosure and eviction moratoriums. They are not prepared and will not be ready when the foreclosure moratorium is lifted. But on the other side is where the money is made in real estate. Millions will be made, and as usual, the rich will even get richer. Okay? So this is why they say the rich get rich and the poor get poor. Because during a recession, such as COVID-19, this is when millions can be made by the big investors that are flush with cash. But guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to teach you how to level the playing field, you guys, so that you can get your fair share of the real estate profits. There's so much opportunity in a recession, to the fact that you can even look up quotes from Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world. He often talks about how much money and the opportunities that exist during a recession. I've been through 3 recessions as a real estate investor: the 2001 bombings, 2008 Great Recession, and COVID-19. And I can assure you, I literally was on the wrong side of a couple of those recessions. During the Great Recession of 2008, I was on the wrong side of real estate. I was in the struggle financially, but I learned some things that I'm going to tell you right here so that you can make so much more money and not go through the losses that I personally went through, you guys. I want you to turn this COVID-19 and foreclosure moratorium disaster into foreclosure riches for you and your family. So let's talk about the first thing that you need to do. The first thing you have to do that's so important when it comes to making money and investing in the real estate before the moratorium is lifted is you have to educate yourself, you guys. Okay, so number 1 is you have to educate yourself about foreclosures. So I started investing in real estate in 1980. At the time, I was living in Sacramento. I worked as a carpenter. I was building houses. I was working a full-time job. I was married. I had a family. I was young. We were just getting started. I was watching those infomercials about people making money, flipping houses, being landlords, etc. And so I kind of got into real estate while working a full-time job. I was going to real estate seminars, reading books, going to real estate club meetings, etc. I had no idea what I was doing, you guys. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I kept trying. I bought my first fixer-upper in 1980 for $34,000. I refinanced it because the value just kept going up and up and up and up, and I lost it to foreclosure because I didn't pay my property taxes. Tough lesson there. And I bought another house in 1989. I lost it to foreclosure. In 2001, I lost that house to foreclosure. I lost everything. I was literally bankrupt, had multiple foreclosures, and ended up living in my daughter's apartment with my wife and my other daughter. It was a disaster. I was sad. I was depressed. I was embarrassed, felt like a loser. It was an awful time for me and my family, especially for me. But I did not want to get defeated. But I didn't know what to do, just like some of you today that are not able to make your mortgage payments, or you're in a loan modification program. So what I did next was freaking crazy, you guys. I went to this 5-day real estate seminar in Jacksonville, Florida that I paid for with my credit card. And I teamed up with this guy who knew real estate really well. He taught me some pretty incredible things that I took action on, okay? Because I had nothing to lose. The real estate guru had bought over 2,000 houses, and he was really freaking smart. He was a real guru and a hero for me. He taught me about finding people with property problems. And he told me how to start buying the loans of people that weren't making their payments to the bank. Okay? I can remember him saying the strategy I'm going to teach you right now is the way you're going to get into the back door of owning real estate. The back door of owning the real estate. What was he saying? He was saying that this was the perfect way to buy and own real estate without having money, credit, and without having to qualify for bank loans. When you buy these bank loans, these bank-owned foreclosure properties, these loans from banks, okay, you can help people keep their homes and make a whole lot of money in the process. And so it was really through that education that helped me turn my finances around. I had failed at this previously. I had to admit that I wasn't educated enough, but that all changed when I went to that seminar in Jacksonville, Florida. And that is the first step. You're doing the right thing by watching, you guys, okay? The first thing you're going to need to do is educate yourself about real estate, okay? And that was what my biggest problem was. So the fact that you're watching this already shows me you're a lot smarter than I am. So let's get to the next lesson I have for you. The key with the foreclosure moratorium lifting is that it will create an amazing opportunity for so much money to be made in real estate. Whenever people are in a situation where they're losing their property, they're losing their job, they're losing their income, that creates an opportunity for an investor to come in and be a solution to that person's problem. So number 2, you got to be a solution to people's house problem. I call it the 6 Ds: death, divorce, debt, and distress. And if you do find these type of owners, they will give you a discount on their property so you can make some dollars. That real estate guru told me to find people that were having problems with their houses. So you have to become a person that's seeking out people's problems. Okay? He told me to find these homeowners, put out signs, are you behind on your mortgage payments? Put ads on Craigslist, hey, are you behind on your mortgage payments? Find people that are facing foreclosure. Find people going through divorce. Find people that are in bankruptcy. Find people that have inherited a house that they just don't want. You got to find people that have a house that's falling apart and it needs repairs and they don't have the money for it. Again, find people with property problems. Let them know you're in business and that you have a solution to their problem. You don't have to be experienced and have lots of success in this to be a solution to their problems. You just have to be the solution. And in the beginning, when I bought my first loan from the bank, I didn't know what I was doing, you guys. And all I did to make money, okay, lots of money, I'm talking about, was to find these people that had these property problems and try to buy their non-performing loan from the bank. That's it. It's just that simple. You can even flip these notes as a wholesaler to real estate investors that had money and wanted properties. But it just breaks down to be a solution to someone else's house problem and being a person that seeks out those problems, whether it be homeowners who can't make their payments, landlords that are not collecting rents from their tenants, or banks that are not receiving their mortgage payments. And you will make money in the process. Me and my students have made millions of dollars investing in real estate, buying these homeowners loans from the bank, just by sending out marketing letters, signs, ads, again, to find people with property problems. Get those properties, make money from them, either make a fee, sell those properties, or put a tenant in it and rent it. It's just that simple. That's what you need to do in order to make money, build wealth, and even become a millionaire after the foreclosure moratorium is lifted. So number 3, you gotta know how you're gonna make money, you guys. Go be a solution to people's house problems. You want to be a solution to people's problems. What type of property problems do you think you can help with? I lost 2 houses in foreclosure. I use my story to connect with people, and this is one of the ways I use to make a lot of money investing in real estate, buying foreclosure properties directly from the banks. I'm looking forward to your financial success, and I want to hear and see how you're doing a great service in your community by helping homeowners in distress by giving them solutions that can help them with their housing problems. I love to be your coach to help you through this. This is Terry Bontemps. I'm wishing you success, health, wealth, happiness, and prosperity. Have a great day. Well, hey, technology is like that, you guys. But guess what? I come prepared. Hey, I come very prepared. I'm going to have to start all over again. One of the sets might have went out on me. But anyway, hey, we're on day two. Day two is today. And we're going to get started with you being the bank. Day two is all about being the bank. That's right. You're going to be the bank. I'm going to teach you how to do it. Before we get started, though, I want you guys to go to Bank Foreclosure Millionaire and download my app to your smartphone or your device. Bank Foreclosure Millionaire. In that app, I teach you 11 ways to make money with one single family house. 11 ways to make money. It's wholesaling, fix and flip, landlord, buying notes, how to borrow money from hard money lenders, private lenders, money partners, Airbnb, and assisted living. So again, I talked to you guys about a house. Number one level, which we're going to talk about, is wholesaling. Okay, there's a house and the owners are asking $89,000 for the house. You find out that the ARV is $150,000. The repairs needed are $20,000. Again, they're asking $89,000 for the house. What are you going to offer that owner? Okay, and that's what most people don't know. They don't know what to offer, exactly to offer the owner, how to get their flip fee, how to figure out how much profit the cash buyer will make on this house. That's 150 ARV and 20 in repairs. They don't know how to tell the cash buyer what their total investment is, what their return investment is going to be, and what their profit margin is going to be, and how long it's going to take to do the deal. So if you're a wholesaler trying to make money out in this big world and you can't answer those questions, why would a cash buyer want to do business with you? You got to be able to tell them what they can make. So my Bank Foreclosure Millionaire game will teach you how to answer all those questions. So again, this house has $150,000 ARV. It has $20,000 in repairs. What do you offer this owner? What do you offer that owner? And again, that's what my app is going to teach you. Okay. Now, what is your flip fee in my game? Your flip fee is $5,000. $5,000 is your flip fee. Anytime you flip any of the 11 blue houses in my app, your fee is $5,000. Now, once you guys get better and you understand what you're doing, you can change that to be any number you want, but you must first of all understand why you're doing what you're doing, okay? Yesterday, also, I put a bonus in. The bonus is I was on stage giving the presentation, teaching you the formulas and what you have to offer. Today, I'll be dropping another bonus, and it's going to be why. Why? Okay, the offer you must offer that owner is $80,000. Wow. I'll drop that bonus today, so make sure you guys come back into the group and make sure you get that information. If you joined a little earlier, something happened with the technology, which it always does, but I come prepared all the time. I come in early. I show up so I can blow up. So we right back in here, right on track, keeping it moving. Hey, today, you guys, you need to grab your calculator. Grab your calculator because we're going to do some math. We're going to do a little bit of math because I'm going to get you guys ready for how to make money, how to make your profits buying notes. That's coming. How to analyze the notes, the exit strategies so that you guys can start buying these loans from banks, again, to help these homeowners facing foreclosure. So get your calculator. I'm still a little bit early. Or it's actually time to start, but I'm just a tad bit early. Go in, okay? Get your calculator. I'm gonna start right now by saying this, you guys. The most powerful wealth building real estate strategy in the world is note buying, notes, mortgages. The most powerful wealth building real estate strategy in the world, bar none. It's how banks became the most powerful and the richest institutions in the world. It's how banks became the most powerful and richest institutions in the world, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the paper, the notes, and if you don't know anything about notes, you need to have it in your tool belt, because if not, you're leaving money on the table. This house that I'm talking about, the house with the 150 ARB, 20 in repairs, the owners are asking $89,000. They're divorcing. A bad, nasty divorce. They don't like each other. They are not going to stay in that house together. Regardless, if you want them to stay together, if I want to stay together, they are not staying. This house will go into foreclosure. It's probably already in foreclosure. If you don't do anything, it's going to be sold at the auction, courthouse steps. There may be a possibility that you can get this owner some money so that they can move. They may not want any money, and you may be able to make some money from this property if you understand what you're doing. If this property is in foreclosure, you can even go to the bank to try the note, make yourself more money. Not many real estate investors, I'm going to say probably 5% of the real estate investors know what I'm teaching you right now in the world. I've been doing this since 2001, and let me tell you, it's made me a lot of money being the bank. Now, how did they become the richest? I'm going to show you guys. They became the richest by these mortgages, these notes. Look at that, you guys. A person borrows $300,000. Look at the amount of interest that they pay. Now, unfortunately, my screen is out, so I can't really see it, but they're going to pay over $400,000 of interest on this property. This is how the banks got rich. That $400,000 on someone that borrowed $300,000 to buy a house is going to end up paying $400 in interest. One house. Look at all the houses in your neighborhood. Look at all the houses in the state. And if they got a loan on them, that bank is making interest, profits on that house. But you know what? That's what we do. That's what we do when we buy houses. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm trying to get you guys to understand how you could be the bank. Okay? Here's another one. This is a smaller loan, okay? This is a person that borrowed $35,000. They're going to pay back $74,000, okay? And that $74,000 is interest. That's a second loan, what I specialize. So a simple $35,000 second loan that someone borrowed on, paying 14.75. Again, that's a high interest rate, okay? $74,000 of interest. That's the bank's profit. So this is how the banks have become so powerful and so rich, okay? That $35,000 loan is a second mortgage. The monthly payments are $454. You will see that the bank, okay, is owed $40,000. The payoff is $40,000. I'm going to buy that loan from the bank for $10,000. For $10,000, okay? Let's do the math. Start out with the math right now. Grab your calculator. First of all, ROI. That's going to be important. ROI. ROI is return on investment. You're going to take your profit divided by your investment. Profit divided by your investment. So let's do that again. Again, the bank. Person's not making the payments. The bank is owed $40,000. This person borrowed $35,000. Their monthly payment is $454.42. They've missed their payments. They're not making them anymore. I want to buy it from the bank for $10,000. I want to buy it for $10,000 from the bank. What is my return on my investment? if I pay $10,000 and I get $40,000 in return. So what you want to do, grab your calculator. I want you to put $40,000 into your calculator. Okay? Divide it by 10,000. 40,000, which is going to be my profit. The owner makes all the payments. Divided by 10,000 investment, that's going to be a 400% return on my money. 400% return on my money. That's just one note that I'm dealing with. Look at all the mortgages and the notes that the bank owns. There's plenty of room for you guys, okay? You need to put your name on some of this money that's being made on these properties that banks would like to sell you the note on, okay? Again, that's how they became so rich, so popular. The note is the first real estate investment strategy ever developed. The first real estate investment strategy. It's the oldest real estate investment strategy. It is the most powerful real estate investment strategy, and it's made the banks extremely rich. It's made the banks extremely rich. I just happened to get into the game. I was taught by a real estate guru to buy notes so that you can get into the back door of owning the real estate. The real estate. Getting into the back door of owning the real estate, which means these owners, if they don't want the property, they can sign it over to you. You've all heard of a deed in lieu. They can sign this house over to me because I'm the lien holder. Even as the second lien holder, they can sign this house over to me and I'll own it. I'll own it for that $10,000 that I just talked to you about on the note. I could own the property, make money from it, sell it, rent it, keep it, turn it into Airbnb. That's why it's called getting into the back door. Okay? The note business. It's the only real estate investment strategy where you know your profit every single day of the year. Guaranteed, you guys. Woo-wee. There's no other system that I can tell you, because I've been doing real estate for over 40 years, where I know my profit every day of the year except for notes. Come on now, you guys got to get this. Let me put it up there one more time. Do it again for him, Terry. It's the only real estate investment strategy where you know your profit every single day of the year, guaranteed. If you own your house, call the bank. Call your bank and say, hey, look, I want to pay my house off. I want to pay it off on December of 20 this year, December 2020 this year. Tell me how much I owe you. I guarantee you that bank will send you a payoff statement saying that you owe the exact amount on December 1st. Why is that? Okay, it's called the amortization schedule. And that's what banks are able to do. That's what I love about being a bank. I can do the same thing, even in that second mortgage position. Woo! Hey, so we're going to have a good day today. Again, make sure you got your calculator, because I'm going to be talking to you about numbers and return on investment. So let's go and get started. Again, yesterday I talked about to you guys, COVID-19 is for the next 5 years is going to be your biggest opportunity for you if you're a real estate investor. If you're looking at me right now, if you're listening to me and you're not using what I'm trying to teach you, you're going to miss out on a great opportunity. People are at home. They need help. The government has said, look, no foreclosures, no evictions. Why? Because they don't want it to be like 2008, where people were dislodged from their homes, people were losing their houses to foreclosure, the banks were losing, the economy tanks. They don't want to see that again. That's what the moratorium is all about. Now, the problem is you can put a Band-Aid on it, but guess what? It wasn't a long-term cure. It was a short-term cure. So hopefully the economy can turn around so that COVID, we can find an answer and a solution for it, and then life would go back to normal. But life will never be the same. Life will never be normal again because of COVID. We've never seen anything like COVID. They didn't know how to handle COVID. So what do I do as a real estate investor? Okay? I'm going to take the place of the government with a long-term solution. Okay? I'm a landlord. My tenants have been in my property without paying rent since March. Here we are in October. I can't evict them till January 31st, or excuse me, end of January, so to February 1st, and then it's going to take maybe another 90 days to do the eviction. So they're going to be there a whole year without making payments. Now, as of September, they were supposed to make 25% of their rent. So September, October, November, December. 4 months, you guys. 4 months. Only thing my tenant had to do is pay 1 month of rent if they wanted to stay in the property. My rent is $900 a month. That's $3,600, 4 months. All they had to do for 4 months of rent is pay $900. And if they can't pay that, then I can start eviction. Now, I'm a landlord. I don't understand that math. But my rent is $900 a month. For 4 months, that would be $3,600 a month. They only have to pay 1 month of rent, $900 for 4 months. What can I do? It's what the law and the government says. But I'm okay. You know why I'm okay? Because I own all my real estate free and clear. I have cash flow. I have no debt. I have no automobile debt. I have no bank loans. I have no student loan debt. I'm out of debt. I'm debt free. So I don't have any financial anxiety. But can you imagine if I didn't have any reserves? Can you imagine if I needed that income to provide my living, to maybe pay for the house I'm in, to pay for my car, pay for my kids' college education? Can you see? That was a short-term solution that puts a lot of strain on us landlords. There's a lot of landlords out there, you guys, who should be your customers. You should be going after them saying, hey, look, I got a program to help you. Call me. My name is Terry Bontemps, 916-470-3869. Call me. I can help solve your problems. So if you're a real estate investor, that's what you should be doing right now during COVID. This is the biggest opportunity for you guys to make money during this epidemic and pandemic. And other investors don't have a clue what to do right now. They are lost. They're working at Walmart as greeters. They're driving Uber. They're driving Lyft. They're at Starbucks working as baristas right now because they can't figure out this economy. Now, I talk about the 6 Ds. The 6 Ds are death, divorce, debt, and distress. That's 4, I know. I'm going to say it again. COVID has caused death, divorce, debt, and distress. And when you're working with someone that's dealing with death, divorce, debt, and distress, you can get this property at a discount so you can make some dollars. Now, you may be thinking, hey, I'm taking advantage of people. Not Terry Bontemps, but you may be thinking about that. You know what, Terry, with this COVID going on, and what you're talking about, all this debt, people having debt, there's divorce, and debt and distress. I don't feel good about that, Terry. I feel like I'm taking advantage of people. I understand how you feel, but you're not taking advantage. You're forming solutions for their house that they have. I talked about the deal earlier, the case study. The owner's house, this house, $150,000 ARV, 20 in repairs. The owners are divorcing. You didn't cause that problem divorce. I didn't cause the problem for the divorce. That was their problem before we met them. So how are you taking advantage of it? She's going south, he's going north. They're never to return to that house again. They're never going to make another payment on this house again. My job, Terry Bontemps, is to solve this house problem. I don't want it to go in foreclosure. I want to try to form a solution so that I can make some money. And that's what you should be doing. Saving people from the foreclosure process so they don't have a foreclosure on the credit report. Now, it's going to take you some time to figure it out, but I don't have time to try to be Dr. Phil today. You are a problem solver. You have solutions that can help them with their problem. That it's COVID's fault. You want to blame somebody? Blame COVID. I've been doing this since 2001. I firmly believe I've helped a lot of people stay in their homes. I've been given a lot of free houses that people didn't want. I am not the problem. I had a guy tell me on the internet, hey, you're taking advantage of people. All right, you're entitled to your opinion, but you don't understand my business. You don't understand what I'm doing. I've been doing this since 2001. And again, here in California, February 1st is when the moratorium for evictions and foreclosures is lifted. Now, they may come in and they may try to extend it. If they do, it's going to cause more stress on landlords and homeowners, okay? The forbearance, homeowners that have not been able to make their payments on their house, they went into forbearance. The banks cannot wait longer because it's going to cause a problem for them. So these homeowners that went into forbearance and their jobs are never coming back again, they've been furloughed, they're not going to be able to make their payments. That payment plan that they were set up on is not going to work for them. So they need a solution. They need you to help them figure out their problem. Let me tell you guys, I lost 2 houses to foreclosure. I've lost 2 houses to foreclosure. I know what they're going through. I know the foreclosure laws here in California that I can help them with. You need to learn your laws for your state so you can at least talk to them, because 99% of people don't know the foreclosure laws. They're not investors. I deal in the foreclosure market. I've lost my house to foreclosure. I've helped homeowners facing foreclosure keep their homes. I'm an expert. I am an expert at what I do, and I hope you guys have listened to the young lady that I put up last night as an extra bonus talk about the Keep Your Home program. And if you haven't listened to that, go listen to her. She sells that thing. She pitches it, and that's exactly what you got to do to these homeowners. But you got to understand my system. I'm just showing you what I do as a real estate investor, you guys. Oh, I'm getting excited. Do you want to help landlords and homeowners keep their homes? I know a lot of you got a lot of good heart. You got a good heart. Your heart's centered. If you knew what to do, you could help them. But you're probably saying, Terry, I don't have the money. You don't need the money. You need to understand how this works first. Having money is nice. I helped a guy. He was $60,000 behind in Las Vegas, a military veteran. $42,000, I wrote a check. I showed you guys yesterday. I stroked another check for $18,000. That was my own money to help him keep his home. Now, I'm not saying you're going to help everybody, but there's a way, if everything works out, where you can help people. You don't have to use your money. You don't have to use your credit. I'm going to talk to you guys about that. That's going to be one of our classes, one of the days this week. I'll show you how to do this without money and without credit. So again, do you want to help landlords? Excuse me, do you want to help landlords, homeowners keep their homes so they don't lose them to foreclosure and make a lot of money doing it? You have no competition. You have no competition, you guys. That's the kind of business I want to be in. I can dominate. Right now, I can dominate this space because I have no competition. Again, I've been doing this since 2001. 19 years I've been doing what I'm teaching you right now. I am the leading expert at doing this business. I'm the leading expert at doing this, okay? Again, these people that are facing foreclosure, they will sell you their house, they will want to keep it, or they'll just give it to you. I talked to you guys yesterday. I went and knocked on a door. I knock on doors. I'm a door knocker. I don't think you guys can hear me, but I feel like knocking on something. I probably knock all my equipment out. I don't want to do that, but I feel like knocking on the door, okay? I should do it behind me. Let me see if that's going to work. Can you guys see? I knock on doors. I didn't want to knock my equipment out, but I knock on doors. Hey, it's John here. Lady comes to the door, she says, John just passed away. Woo! And they didn't tell me what to do in the seminar. They didn't tell me what to do in the seminar about that. I said, hey, you know what? You have 2 houses over here on one lot. What are you going to do with them? She says, I don't want them. I do not want those houses. John was the real estate person. I don't want to deal with tenants. I don't want to deal with toilets. I don't want to deal with trash. I don't want to deal with contractors. I don't want to go to Home Depot. All I want to do is spend time with my grandkids. All I want to do is spend time with my grandkids. I was looking for something to hug, you guys. I don't have nothing close. Think about it. Her husband just passed away. He probably spent all of his time working on real estate. I know, because that's what I did too when I was younger. I spent all my time working on real estate. I was hungry for success. He's gone. Something happens to you when there's death involved. The grandkids, she just wants to spend every day loving on her grandkids. Since John passed away, she said, I'm going to give them back to the bank. I don't want them anymore. I don't want those 2 houses on one lot. So what did I do? I like to have them. See, most of you guys are probably scared to ask. Ask. Do you have any real estate? Somebody calls you from your ad. Do you have any real estate? Yes. What do you want to do with it? What do you want to do with it? I don't know. I want to sell it. I want to keep it. Well, I'd like to have it. Terry Bontemps saying, I'd like to have it. If they say, well, they want to give it to me, I'll say, okay, let's do it. They say they want to keep it, I'll say, okay, I've maybe got a solution for that. Well, I want to sell it. Okay, the house is worth $150,000 and needs $20,000 in repairs. They're asking $89,000. What do I need to offer them? You guys need to know what to offer this owner if they say they want to sell it because of COVID. They want to sell it because their job has been furloughed. They can't afford the payments no more. They got to go live with their kids, or they got to live with the in-laws. But they got to sell it, because if they don't sell it, it's going to foreclosure. So Terry Bontemps, and you should be there to form a solution. I'm going to offer $80,000, because I know if I offer $80,000, I know how I'm going to make money once I offer the $80,000. I don't want to give it away because you guys are still early in the training, but I know right now, I'm not flipping it, but if I would, I know my flip fee is $5,000. I know exactly what I would flip it to the cash buyer for and what their profit is. I know their total investment. I know their ROI. I know their profit margin percentage, and I know exactly when they'll have the deal done. And I can explain that in the pitch and the presentation that I give to the cash buyer. Come on, you guys, I'm just getting warmed up. I love what I do. I love what I do. I'm creating content right now. I'm creating some material that maybe one day I'll put up on Facebook and run this thing, and I'll give people 5 free hours of what I'm doing right now so they can see the note business, so they can see the power, the most powerful real estate wealth building strategy. I'll be teaching them, and I'll sell the course for millions. I have a women's group. They're in 30 countries, 6 continents. If they all got on the phone with me, I can teach them how to make money, build wealth, get rich and be a millionaire using my mobile app. You guys, the owner gave me those 2 houses on one lot. She didn't ask for no money. I didn't need any money. Again, let me say this right. She didn't ask for any money. I didn't need any money to give to the owner because she didn't want any money. I didn't need any money. But the property was $8,000 behind. $8,000 behind in payments. I borrowed the money from my dad. I made the back payments. The first month, the monthly payment was $460 a month for both houses. Okay? I rented out the front, I rented out the back. The first month I made $600 of positive cash flow. Since that time, I paid that loan off. Right now I'm getting $2,100 a month. $2,100 a month because that lady didn't want them and she gave those 2 houses to me. $2,100 a month. What would $2,100 a month do for you right now? $2,100 a month, you guys. What would that do for you? Would that make the house payment that you're living in right now? On a free house that somebody gave me, I'm making $2,100 a month. Will that make your house payment? Will that make your car payment? Will that pay for some groceries? Will that pay for your bills? Will that pay for your kids or college education for your grandkids? Would it do all of the above? That's just one property that I was given for free. And I've been given 10 free houses. Real estate wealth is going to be transferred, you guys, during this pandemic, COVID-19, again, because of debt, death, divorce, and distress. Those people have a house. And you can form a solution. You can get a discount on this house so that you can make some dollars. 6 D's: debt, death, divorce, distress, discount, dollars. 6 D's. Give me 1 second here. Now, in order for you to have and build wealth, you have to know how wealth is built. You have to know how to take this house and break it down so that you know how to make money in its own math. Real estate is all math, you guys. You guys got to do the math. I can't begin to tell you how many people I meet, I don't like math. What? All right, so you don't like math. Put a dollar bill in front of it, and it's not math anymore, it's profits. Same concept, but it's profits. See, if you didn't grow up around wealth, or where it was taught how wealth is built, you probably don't have any wealth. Okay, today I'm going to talk to you and teach you about how wealth is made, being the bank. Being the bank. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys this. My cameras are doing strange things again. Today I'm teaching you how to be the bank. Be the bank. That's what we're learning today, how to be the bank. Okay, I just had to show you guys that. Give you a little visual. I'm teaching you how to be the bank. Who has the bigger buildings? The banks or the landlords? Or the house flippers? Who's got the bigger buildings, you guys? Think about it. Has anybody ever taught you how to be the bank? That's why I'm so excited right now. During COVID, this is a pivot for me as a real estate investor, which I've pivoted already. But for you, I'm showing you how to pivot just from thinking like a normal investor to be a banker so that you can make some money during this pandemic. See, banks get rich off collecting the interest on the loans. Again, that interest is the bank's profit. See, the bank loans $100,000. Here's what I do. The bank loans someone $100,000 so that he can buy this house. A homeowner will borrow $100,000 from the bank to buy this house. Okay? Over those 30 years, that homeowner is going to pay back $225,000 to $250,000 in mortgage payments. That's passive cash flow, quick cash, long-term wealth. See, I like to buy the loan that these homeowners are not making the payments on. Homeowners not making the payments. I want to buy that loan from the bank, and I want to buy it at a discount. See, I'm going to buy that loan, that $100,000 loan, for $25,000. Okay, I want to buy it for $25,000. I'll get that $225,000 to $250,000 as a profit. You know what my return is on an investment like that? It's 1,000%. 1,000%. All right, you got your calculator. Come on, we're gonna do the math again. I told you guys, oh, don't be grumbling, Terry, I don't like math. Again, I just told you, put a dollar bill in front of that math and it becomes profit. You need those profits to survive this economic crisis. So again, my profit is gonna be $250,000. I'm gonna invest 25. So again, what's the formula, you guys? I see you. I see you out there in social media land. I got my eyes on you. So again, you take your profit, 250,000, divided by 25,000, which is my investment. Once you get that equation, you need to move the decimal places, 2 places to the right, or what I tell my students to do, just multiply by 100. Profit divided by investment times 100. You'll see 1,000% ROI. Do the math. Let me ask you a question. What ROI are you earning on your investments right now? And what ROI are you getting from your bank? 1, 2, 3, 4%? I just showed you how to make 1,000% ROI by becoming the bank. Let me show you this. I'll do that one more time for you. Okay? Again, the bank loans $100,000 for 30 years. Homeowner's gonna pay back $225 to $250. That's passive cash flow for me. Quick cash, long-term wealth. I buy the loans of homeowners that are not making their payments. I buy the loan at a discount. I'm gonna buy this for $25,000. I'll buy the $100,000 loan for $25,000. I'll get $225 to $250 as my profit. Boom. 1,000% ROI for me. So how did the banks become the richest, most powerful institutions in the world? Again, take a look at that mortgage interest statement and the thousands of dollars of interest that you're paying and everybody else is paying on these loans to buy real estate. Why don't we put a stop to making the bank rich? Why don't you make yourself rich, you guys? I look at making myself rich. How do I become the bank? How do I invest like the bank? How do I become rich? Guys, hey, my name is Terry Bontemps. My last name means good times. I'm a real estate investor. I'm a millionaire mentor. I'm a generational wealth builder. I'm the #1 note buying expert in the country. I'm the #1 note buying expert in the country. I'm an industry leading expert and authority at buying foreclosure properties directly from banks. So what does that mean? You have Bank of America, you have Chase, you have Wells Fargo, and then you have Terry Bontemps. These banks, they sell their loans, and I started buying these loans back in 2001. So people make their mortgage payments to Bank of America and Wells Fargo, but they also make them to Terry Bontemps. See, I've been doing this all over the United States, you guys. I've done this in California, Nevada, Arizona, Illinois, Florida, and New York. Again, people make their mortgage payments to me. That's what I do. I'm a banker. I'm a real estate investor. I tried to buy 174 loans from a bank in San Francisco, California, valued at $40 million. Now, you know I ain't got that kind of money, right? My pockets ain't that deep. But what I try to do is flip it to a hedge fund. Hedge funds like buying in bulk, okay? So the hedge fund tried to buy it for $22 million. The bank didn't want to sell them at that discount. That was like 65 cents on the dollar. I learned a lot from that, and that's helped me be the guy that I am today, okay? My check would have been $220,000 for putting those two together, you guys, as a middle person, okay? What do? Well, I teach. I'm a coach, a trainer. I teach people just like you how to make money investing in real estate, how to build wealth, how to get rich, and even become millionaires. All right, I know you guys are messing with me now. Terry, what are you talking about? You all love. What are you talking about? Millionaires. You make millionaires. Yes, I do. I've got millionaires as students from my training. I have a student that made $1.2 million in 1 hour from what I taught him about buying these loans from banks. He bought a commercial loan from a bank, made $1.2 million in 1 hour. I have another student. She made $400,000 in 9 months. She also has another property where she makes $2,100 a month, each and every month, again, buying these loans. So check this out, you guys. Check this out. In 10 months, she bought 18 of these loans, okay, from banks. And she increased her net worth $1.5 million, right? I taught her how to do that, okay? My students are making the most money in the United States per deal, bar none. My students are making the most money per deal in the United States on a residential house, bar none. Have you ever heard of anybody making $1.2 million in 1 hour on one house? All right, since we talked about that millionaire status, I know you guys wasn't ready for me, but what I want you to do from here on out, I want you guys to get up and I want you to put $1 million in your calculator. I want you to put $1 million in your calculator because we're talking about that today, okay? I'm talking about generational wealth and getting you to have $1 million, okay? What's this $1 million for, Terry? Well, this may be how much your house is worth, even more. This may be $1 million that you have in your bank account. This may be $1 million that you have in net worth. This may be $1 million that you're gonna leave each one of your kids, okay, and your grandkids, okay, for their inheritance. A good man leaves an inheritance to his children. I'm talking about leaving some inheritance here. Why? Because we're talking about investing in real estate. Your next big check may be $1 million, just like one of my students, you guys. So what are we working on today, you guys? What are we working on? How? Today's takeaway is how I built and how you can build $1 million of generational wealth in real estate, okay, without qualifying for loans and borrowing money from the banks. That's my one takeaway for today. I wrote it right here so you guys can see it. Takeaway for today is how you can build $1 million in real estate, of generational wealth in real estate, without qualifying for loans and borrowing money from banks. That's just one house. That's just one house. This ain't no TED Talk, you guys. This ain't no Toastmasters. This isn't conjecture. This is what I've been doing for the last 21 years. This is what I've been doing for the last 21 years all over the United States, you guys. Follow me, ladies and gentlemen, follow me. The rich don't work for money. They have money work for them. You guys have heard this before. The rich don't work for money. They have money work for them. Here's the problem. You guys have heard it, but you probably have not had anyone show you how it's done. How that is done, how the rich don't have to work for money. I'm going to show you that right here, right now, today. I'm going to show you exactly how that's done, ladies and gentlemen. In order for you to have and build wealth, you guys got to know how wealth is built. In order to have and build wealth, you need to know how wealth is built. See, in some of our neighborhoods, we haven't seen people with real wealth. We haven't seen people that own apartment complexes, strip malls, motels, hotels, businesses with wealth. So if you don't know how it's done, it's hard for you to do it. I'm gonna show you today how you can do it with real estate, you guys. Pay attention close. 90% of this country's millionaires, created their wealth in real estate. 90% of this country's millionaires create their wealth in real estate. Look, 90% of people create their wealth in real estate. I wondered why not more people are in real estate. That's almost a for sure guarantee that if you get into real estate, you're going to be a winner. That's damn near 100%. So I'm asking you guys, why you're not in real estate? Well, I'm going to give you a reason to get involved in real estate, okay? And I'm going to tell you why you should do it. So again, the predominant way wealth is made in this country is by owning real estate. The predominant way wealth is made in this country is by owning real estate. See, I was lucky. When I was a teenager, I had a rich uncle. I didn't know he was rich at the time. I had a rich uncle. I had a conversation with him. I said, hey, what do you do for a job? He says, I don't have a job. I'm a real estate investor. I own a duplex. The tenant lives on one side. I live on the other side. I don't need a job. I own real estate. I went, what? As a teenager, I was going, what? See, my uncles, nieces, nephews, mother, father, grandfather, friends, and their friends, what do? They had jobs. They may not have known how to build wealth, so they had jobs. Nothing wrong with a job. I go, what? You don't have a job? What are you again? He says, I'm a real estate investor. I go, what? Now, how does that work again? He says, listen, son, pay attention, damn it. I want you to save your money, buy a house, and pay it off. I said, okay, I'm a teenager. He said, look, son, here's what happens. I own this duplex. I live on this side. Tenant lives on the other side. The tenant pays all of my expenses. They pay my mortgage. They pay my bills. They pay my car. They pay my food. And they put money in my account. I'm like, what? So you're a real estate investor, and because you own these things right here, you don't have to have a job. See, I got a chance to see wealth from my uncle because he always had houses. We always went to his houses. Again, you guys, you got to know how this wealth is built. I was lucky at a young age to learn how to build wealth. He said, son, look, I want you to pay attention. Pay attention. Save your money, buy a house and pay it off. Don't blow your money. Save your money, buy a house and pay it off. Best advice I've ever had. Why? Because I'm debt free right now. I don't owe nobody no money. I don't owe nobody no money. So let's talk about how you're going to make that million. I'm going to tell you about a house that I have. Been having it since 1999. I knock on the door and I said, hey, is John here? Lady says, John just passed away. I'm looking for real estate. I'm farming my system. I'm a real estate investor. I said, well, you got two houses. There's two houses on one lot. What are you going to do with them? She said, I'm going to give them back to the bank. See, I realized John was like me when I was young. I worked hard. I stayed real estate sun up to sundown because I wanted to take care of my family financially. I may have not stayed home enough, but I'm glad I did that because we're now in a better financial situation. So John did all the work. She said, all I want to do is spend time with my grandkids. See, I could understand. That real estate meant nothing. Money didn't even mean nothing to her. She wanted to spend quality time with her grandkids because she had just lost her husband. When death happens, sometimes it gives us a new perspective on life. She said, the heck with the real estate. All I want to do is love on my kids, okay? So let's talk about these two houses on one lot. Let me show you guys what happened here. I bought that property, two houses on one lot in 1999 for $64,000, okay? $64,000 what was owed on it. The monthly cash flow when I rented it out, I made $640 a month in 1999. Today, it's 2021. It's worth $600,000. I'm getting $2,100 a month. I have no debt on that property. I own it free and clear. So let's look at that, okay? Average rent for 22 years. Right now, I figured from $640 to $2,100. The middle is $1,370. So I took $1,370 a month. I multiplied it by 12 months. That's giving me $16,440 a year. I multiplied that by 22 years. Look at that, you guys. I made $361,680 of rental income. Rental income. That lady gave me the house. She didn't ask for no money from me at all. She just gave it to me. Now, the property was $8,000 behind. I borrowed the $8,000 from my dad. I didn't have to get a loan from a bank because it was fully assumable. If I would have talked to a realtor would have said, hey, you don't qualify. Because I had credit challenges, you guys. I was in the struggle. I had 2 foreclosures and bad credit. So you guys are saying, Terry, show me the money. Show me the money, Terry. Look, $16,441 times 22 years. We said that's $361,000. The property is worth $600,000 today. $600,000 that she gave me. There it is, you guys, almost $1 million. It's $961,680. I did that with no money, credit, job, a real estate license. I didn't have to deal with realtors. I didn't have to deal with banks. So I have $961,000 till today. I'm never selling this property. I'm giving it to my daughters. I have it in an irrevocable living trust. My daughters are going to get this property. They got other properties they're getting. My daughters are going to get the cash flow. My daughters will be millionaires, you guys, from one house, one roof, and one door that somebody gave me for free. I've been given at least 10 free houses in real estate, you guys. I did this with no credit, no job, no realtors, no banks. What would you guys do with your life if you didn't have to go to work at a job because you own real estate? You don't need money. You don't need credit, but what you do need is the knowledge like I have. And that's what I do. I teach people how to do what I do. Look at this, you guys. If you didn't have to go to work, where would you put your time? Where would you put your time if you didn't have to go to work? Would you volunteer at your church? Help your schools out, your kids out at school? Okay? Would you help family members? Would you buy some things to help them out? Again, that's what real estate does. 90% of this country's millionaires create their wealth in real estate. I love real estate. I'm offering you guys a free 30-minute discovery call. Free 30-minute discovery call. 916-470-3869. 470-3869. If you think you need a coach, a mentor, a trainer, someone like me that's shown people how to make a lot of money, a 916-470-3869. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. This is that house. That house appreciated $24,363 a year. I couldn't have saved that amount of money, you guys. I saved, but I couldn't save $24,000 a year. Over 22 years, it's $500,000 that property went up. Okay, I bought it for $64,000. It increased $536,000. That's an 837% ROI in California. 837%. I know you guys saying, well, that's why you guys' property is so high. Guess what? I'm glad I'm riding the wave up so that I can get some appreciation and build some wealth. That property is generating 38% a year for me, and it was given to me for free, you guys. I can teach you how to do it. 916-470-3869. Text mentor. My name is Terry Bontemps. I got to run because my time is up. I'm wishing you success, health, wealth, happiness, and prosperity. Have a great life, you guys. Give me a call. Give me a call. See ya. Albert Einstein said, slow it down, Terry, you're getting too excited. Albert Einstein said, those who understand interest are destined to earn it, while those that don't are doomed to pay it. Come on, you guys got to get what I'm saying. If you understand interest and profits, you're destined to earn it. If you don't, you are doomed to pay it. Which side of the fence do you guys want to be on? I want to be on the side that earns interest. So what is note buying, you guys? I'm going to try to explain it. The bank has two things. If I can find it here. Okay. This is a note. Monthly payments, amount borrowed, at an interest rate. This is the note. This is what I want to buy. This is what you should want to buy. You want to buy this from the bank. It's paper. That's all it is. It's paper. It's not a house. It's paper. Okay? They also have what's called a deed or a mortgage. The deed just states the terms. I use deed because I'm in California. It states the terms and conditions. If you don't pay, then this house is the collateral. And we have the right to get our investment out by going through the foreclosure process. So there's the deed or mortgage, there's the note, and then there's the house that's collateral. Okay? That's what the bank position is. Now, me, Terry Bontemps, in order for me to buy this and the mortgage and the deed, I have to give the bank this, some cash. And then the bank, we have to agree upon a price. The bank gives me this. It gives me the right to collect what they're owed. Now, you guys are going to be totally shocked with this next part. There's only one piece of paper. One piece of paper. It's called the assignment of deed of trust. In order for me to become the bank, it's called the assignment of deed of trust. One piece of paper makes me the bank. And I know you guys can't see it. I have all of these forms in my course, but my name is on this piece of paper. One piece of paper, you guys, makes me the bank. Now, if you go to the county records office, if you go to the land office where you're at, when you see the assignment of deed of trust, that person owns the note. It may be Bank of America, it may be Wells Fargo, it may be Chase. And if you see Terry Bontemps, I'm an individual, which means that, man, hey, maybe you might try to get a hold of me. Hey, Terry, I see you got a note on a property, on a house. Would you like to sell it? Maybe COVID has hit a note holder. They're not getting payments. House needs repairs. There's some challenges for that note holder. I didn't add that to my list, but I think that's kind of rare. Somebody that owns a note, it happens, somebody that owns a note wants to sell it. All right, how do you make money from it? We're gonna talk about that, you guys. Look, when you own the note and the mortgage, you don't own the property. When I buy that paper, I don't own this. That homeowner, that owner still owns their property. Now, the only way I can get ownership is to foreclose, go through the legal process, and then be awarded the title. As a note holder, you do not own the property. You have the right to collect what's owed to the bank. Here's the thing, you either get paid or you get to control the property. See, that's what I like about paper. This is not about ownership. This is not about ownership right here. This is about control. You guys heard that rich don't own, they control? Banks are rich. Banks are rich for a reason. They don't own, they're not responsible for the maintenance of the property. If you own your house right now, your bank does not own your property. They are not responsible. See, I'll get a little closer to you, come on. They are not responsible for paint, toilets, trash, fixing up your property. That's your responsibility. So the bank sits back, all they do is wait for this check, direct deposit from you to them. They don't even get tired collecting that money. That's another benefit of being the bank, you guys. But tell you what, if you don't make the payments, on this, guess what? Now the bank can step in and says, okay, hey, look, we're gonna exercise our option. Our little option that we have to control the property. Now we're gonna put it into play, okay? Again, when you're talking about notes, you're not buying the house. You avoid the house. Now the house is, I don't want to confuse you guys, but Terry Bontemps, when he becomes the bank, I'm not avoiding the house. That house is part of my plan. I'm gonna talk to you guys about the 7 exit strategies. What you're doing is you're buying the financing so that you become the bank. There's less headaches, much higher profits, okay? Again, if the owner doesn't pay you guys, it's like winning the lottery. The owner doesn't pay, it's like winning the lottery. What I'm trying to do is when I buy this, my primary purpose is to buy this again at $10,000, and I want to get that $454.42 a month. That $454.42, I want to get that. I want to try to work something out. I'm trying real hard to get that owner to pay me. You know why? Because that $10,000 that I invested, it's going to take me 500. It'll take me 6,000, about a year and a half to get my money back, my 10,000. I want that $454 a month. If I get that, that's a 54%. If I get $454 a month from this owner on monthly payments, I'll teach you guys this, but I'm going through it pretty fast. I'll get a 54% return on my money. That owner can keep their house, and I'll just collect those monthly payments. That's my cash flow. I don't have to do no work. I ain't fixing no toilets, no trash, no tenants. This is a better program than being a landlord. Why? Because I don't have the responsibility. If someone falls on this building and they hurt themselves, do they sue the bank? Me? No. They're gonna try to sue the owner. There's so many benefits, you guys. That's why I'm loving teaching this, because I'm gonna put it together and package it. Oh my gosh, because it ain't never been done like this. There's a lot of guys teaching notes. A lot of people teach notes, but it's bits and pieces. Again, it's like this, where you get a little bit of that, there you go, you get a little bit of this, and it turns and it's this and it's that, and you can't figure out. So you go buy another course, and another course gives you this and that. Come on, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm preaching to the choir. I understand that, but I said, you know what, Terry? Don't do that. Give it to them all. Show them how to put the whole puzzle together. Coach them, teach them, train them. And then support them. Support them 100%, Terry. Talk to them on the phone 2 days a week, 8 calls a month, 100 calls in a year. Teach them, Coach them, give them all the training material. Don't try to upsell them. One course that I offer, it's $14.95. That's another soft sell. I'm not here to talk about that now. I will this week, because if you want it, I want to offer it. I had a student made $1.2 million from doing what I'm doing now. $1.2 million in 1 hour. He went to the bank, wanted to buy the building. The bank says, we can't sell it. So again, let's assume this is a commercial building. He went to the bank and said, hey, I want to buy it. The bank says, we can't sell it, but we will sell you the note. He had no clue what that was. What did he do? He got on the internet, Googled. Guess who came up? Terry Bontemps. Hey, Terry, here's what I got. I said, all right, I charge you $700 for a Saturday and Sunday. Till you blue in the face, $700 Saturday and Sunday. 2 days of training, $700. He went into the bank on Tuesday. The bank was asking $850,000 for this commercial note, 70,000 square feet on 1 acre of land. My student offered $110,000, $1.2 million in 1 hour. That return is 1,090%. Let's do it again. Let's do the math. Take your $1.2 million profit, put it in your calculator, $1.2 million divided by $110,000, you guys. Multiply it by 100 or move the decimal places 2 places to the right. 1,090% ROI as an investor. Woo! Wow. Hey, there's 11 reasons why I love buying seconds, okay? Seconds are cheaper. They're cheaper than first, at $35,000. If I can buy it for 10, hey, I got that type of money. Okay, the second lien holder can foreclose, just like the first, okay? It'll create a higher profit from me also from buying it so cheap. There's no competition. 95% of people don't know anything about second mortgages. I bought a third mortgage. I think I might show that to you. I bought a third mortgage and did pretty good. Got a 768% return. I didn't even know what I was doing. Recession resilient. Recession resilient. COVID resilient. The homeowner can deed me the property. Deed in lieu of foreclosure. I can take it that same day. In California, if you're a real estate investor and you're trying to get that owner to deed you the property, you can't do it for 5 days if you're an investor. But Terry, you're an investor. Yeah, I'm an investor, but I'm a banker also. I have 2 sets of rules. I'm a banker. I can take it today, right now. If I'm an investor, I got to wait 5 days. It helps me by buying those second mortgages. It helps me help these homeowners facing foreclosure and landlords keep their homes. Most of the time, the owners are going to pay on the first because they want their home. And that tells me that I'm sitting in real good position, because if they're paying the first, guess what? They're going to have to pay me also, or work out some kind of program, early payoff. Some people call it a short sale. No tenants, no toilets, no trash, no contractors, no Home Depot. And then I got 7 different ways I can make money from buying seconds. All right, let me show you guys this. My first note, I bought it in 2001. It was a third mortgage that was owed $9,200. I bought it for $1,200, you guys. $1,200. You got that in your bank account. Do the math. Profit at $9,200 divided by $1,200, multiplied by 100, move decimal place 2 places to the right. That's a 768% ROI. Woo-wee! And boom, there's my check. $9,227.85. That was the first note I ever bought. Ain't have a clue what I was doing, you guys. Again, the guru told me to go buy it. Go buy it to get in the back door. I bought it. Ain't have a clue what I was doing. Didn't do nothing for a whole year. The only thing that saved me was they sold their house and I was on title. My assignment of deed of trust was in the land office. They called me and said, hey, look, send us a payoff. They're selling their house. They're selling the house. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how to do the payoffs. I had to have them help me. Let me give you some more numbers. There was a house. The value was $220,000. $220,000 ARM. It had a first mortgage on it of $140,000. It had a second mortgage of $60,000, and it needed $10,000 in repairs. Did you guys hear what I just said with those numbers? Write them down. R 220, first 140, second 60, and the third the repairs 10. That's $210,000 of debt. $210,000 of debt on a house that's worth $220. Most of you would walk away. You ain't dealing with that house because it has no equity. Not Terry Bontemps. Terry Bontemps says, hey, look, I'll buy that second at a discount. I'll buy that second for $12,000. And what I will do is create equity out of thin air. What are you talking about, Terry? I have to work with you guys a little later, but I want to show you. You guys would have never seen and made a $34,968 check from that property. Okay? Again, let me just do this. $220 market value, 140 first, 60,000 second, needed 10 in repairs, you guys. There ain't no money there. Look at my ROI, is 291%. My check is $34,968. What did I do? I bought that second that was owed 60 for 12. So I reduced the debt and created equity. Buying a second mortgage. Now, again, buying notes works on anything that's secured by real estate. It can be multi-family, it can be luxury homes, apartments, office buildings, self-storage, light industrial, warehouses, mobile home parks, retail, mixed use, hotels. Anything that has real estate related, you can buy the note on it and control that real estate. Okay, so where do you find these notes, Terry? Well, you can find them at the bankruptcy court. You can find them at the county recorder's office, the foreclosure listing service. Again, individual note holders that want to sell directly from the bank. Directly from the bank. Classified as hedge funds, servicing companies for note holders, okay? You got to do the work. I'm going to show you guys, I was doing some research on a person, and they had filed bankruptcy. I was looking for one property, you guys. One property, but look at here. This person, I want to show you the real estate that they own. Again, I apologize, but that's what you get for live stream. This is live. I can learn how to work my fingers. I was looking for one property, you guys. I hope you can see that. This person had multiple properties. $2.3 million of real estate. But because she was in bankruptcy, I was able to see all the properties, where they were located, and what the value was of those properties. $2.3 million because this person had filed bankruptcy. And why do people file bankruptcy? Because they have debt. Remember the 6 Ds. Death, debt, divorce, and distress. We'll take 4. Death, debt, debt, debt. Bankruptcy, debt. People that have debt filed bankruptcy. It becomes public information so that you can look at their files. You're doing some research on one person, and then you find out they own multiple properties. $2.3 million. Let me see how many properties that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 properties. $2.3 million. New York, California is where they own these properties. Addresses. I can do all the research. Okay? Now again, I've bought notes all across the United States. I bought it in Boca Raton, Florida, Mesa, Arizona, Chandler, Arizona, Vallejo, California, Sacramento, woo-hoo! Bought them in Victorville. I bought one in Brooklyn, New York, Olympia Fields, Illinois, and Las Vegas, Nevada. See, this is a perfect business for COVID because you can buy it anywhere. Banks operate the same. And again, buying notes has nothing to do with being a landlord. I'm going to show you a rental property that I have. Okay, Show you a rental property. As a landlord, what I had to go in and fix up. Okay? Hopefully you can see that. There's trash in the backyard. That's what the front of the house looks like. I had some people that were on crack, methamphetamines, pit bulls everywhere. That was my house. I'm a landlord, die a landlord. Now, look at that property. Guess who had to go in there and fix it up? I did. I still like being a landlord, but as a note holder, you normally don't have to deal with anything like that. But if you end up owning the property and it's in that condition, if the owner gives you the deed to their house and that property's in that condition, well, guess what? You have to go and do some work, but that's okay. That's okay, because once you get it in the condition that you want, bam, this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get paid. Hopefully you're gonna make some money, build some wealth, and get rich. See, again, notes has nothing to do with being a landlord. There's no maintenance. You never paint, do repairs, or fix toilets. You never pay full retail for houses. You never become a landlord. There's no liability or management responsibilities. I don't need the homeowner's permission to buy the note. When you invest in real estate, you need the owner's permission. When I buy the paper, I don't need the owner's permission. If the bank says yes, I'm in. I don't have to qualify for loans when I'm buying the note. I don't have to have my credit checked. I don't pay any real estate agent's commissions. There's no escrow fees, termite reports, or title fees to pay. I don't pay none of that. In California, I don't even pay the 3 1/3 California withholding tax. There's no competition. Bam! When I'm buying notes. Woo! I'll start to get excited again, you guys. This is a beautiful program. Why come there's not more courses on note buying? There's a lot to note buying. A lot of people just want to do wholesale. Why? Because I don't need no money, I don't need no credit, I just go out and make offers. I can do it right now. But guess what? There's a whole lot of competitors. Note buying is more complex. It's like chess. Real estate, wholesaling, checkers. I play checkers, but I'm a hell of a chess player also with buying these notes. Okay, we're about ready to wrap this thing up, but I want to tell you guys about a guy named Thomas Barak. Thomas Barak. Thomas Barak bought the note on Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch. And again, we're getting close to running out of power here. Let's start charging this thing. He bought the note on Neverland Ranch, Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch. Okay? He's worth $424 million. He founded a company just to buy bad loans. Why did he buy the note on Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch? Forbes called him the smartest, the world's greatest real estate investor. Forbes magazine called him the world's greatest real estate investor. Thomas Barak, B-A-R-R-A-C-K, Thomas. Go do your research, Google him. Bought Michael Jackson's note on Neverland Ranch. Forbes called him the world's greatest real estate investor, and it said what you can learn from him, you guys. If the smartest real estate investor in the world is buying notes, what should you be doing? What does that make me? Woo! I love it when I see proof. You're hearing me talk, but I'm showing you proof also. Okay? He bought the note on Neverland Ranch. Why? Make money. To make money. Buying notes. That's what we're talking about today, you guys. We're talking about how to be the bank. Now, before I wrap up again, my note buying app, commercial property. My student made $1.2 million. It's in the app. Click the commercial building. You can hear me and my student on video talking about that deal where he made $1.2 million and a 1,090% ROI. My student right here, $20 million portfolio. We walked into a bank and got her a portfolio of $20 million. I actually dealt with 174 loans, buying a bank in California, had 174 first loans that we tried to buy, flipped it to a hedge fund. The bank was owed $40 million. The hedge fund put an offer in for $22 million. Again, in my game, Bank Foreclosure Millionaire, I have banks, and you can see loans that I've tried to buy by clicking those banks. So again, download the app, Bank Foreclosure Millionaire. Here's loans that I've bought from the bank. Click the money houses. You will see loans and notes that I've bought. Again, I'm just telling you, that Bank Foreclosure Millionaire, that is a great game that I've developed. Also, again, I'm telling you, there's banks that you can look at. Click them, you'll see deals. And also, as we wrap up, there's a foreclosure auction in my game. And it's live and it works. Just got to understand how it works, you guys. Wow. What a great session. This has been wonderful. I went a little bit longer than I normally do. But again, I'm just showing you guys what this note business is all about. Today was about being the bank, how you could be the bank. This is day number 2. I'm going to drop some bonuses in the group today. And guess what, you guys? We got 3 more days, and I'm telling you, I'm going to deliver more information, more content than I've done in the first 2 days. Again, how to analyze notes, how to make money with notes, the exit strategies we use to make money with notes, and again, how you can do this without any money or credit. Oh man, I'm telling you, I'm loving this. And this is the launch for me. I'm launching this 5-day challenge so I can take it out to the world to show people how to make money, build wealth, get rich, and be a real estate millionaire, buying notes from banks. Hey, you guys have a great day. I'm wishing you health, success, wealth, and prosperity. This is Terry Bontemps. I've had a ball. You guys have a great day. Again, my number is 916-470-3869 if you want to discuss how I can be your coach and teach you all these things I know about making money in real estate. Have a great day, you guys. Bye. All right, Sil, I got my ear.
All right.
I got my drink. I'm ready to push it again.
Go for it.
Let me tell you what gets me excited, you guys. Second notes. I started out in 2001 buying second notes. I didn't know any better. People told me I was crazy. But I kept making money. And I was like, well, you know, something's weird here. They're saying I'm crazy, but I'm making money. Back in 2001, I had a bank that I was working with that gave me notes all across the United States. I'm telling you, if I'd have known you guys could have been rich also. I didn't know any better. And so they would send me notes. I would travel around. I would teach people and try to get people that I would teach, I would try to get them to buy the notes so I could make a flip fee. And let me give you some numbers of some of those notes and the amount of money I gave the bank. I gave the bank $4,000 for a second note. I got back $30,000. I gave the bank $8,000. I got back $47,000. I gave the bank $7,500. I got back $49,000. I gave the bank $10,000. Got back $40,000.
I gave the bank $1,200. I told you guys about that one where I didn't know what to do. 1 year later, I got $9,200. I gave them $3,000, got back $10,700. On those 6 notes, I gave the bank $33,700. I got back almost $186,000 just on second mortgages. Again, I love numbers. Listen at me here. Listen at the numbers. I paid 5.5 cents on the dollar, 5 cents on the dollar for those second notes. And each one of them averaged about a $31,000 profit. Remember this house? It was the first note model that I taught you. They owed the bank 100. It was worth 50. Okay, if we bought the note for 20, it would be $30,000 of equity. That equates to a 40 cents on the dollar for buying first mortgages. I bought at 5 cents for second mortgage that made $31,000 of profit. So think about it. Where would you best like to invest your money based on these numbers? One deal for $20,000, you can make a $30,000 profit. Or would you buy 6 deals at $33,700 to get back $186,000? That's the power of seconds. Now let me tell you the danger of seconds. If you don't know what you're doing, oh my gosh, you can hurt yourself really bad by going after these seconds. That's why you need to be educated about the note buying business. And I've done this in 6 states. Like Sil mentioned earlier, I've done it in Florida, Arizona, California, New York, Illinois, and Nevada. One of my top students, oh man, was she good. She was the female Donald Trump. She borrowed $100,000 from her family and friends. That's commitment. Oh, that is commitment. She was so good, she would take the bankers to lunch. That's called relationship building. She bought 18 notes in 10 months, increased her net worth $1.5 million. One deal, you guys. I think this is a world's record. I don't know. I haven't shopped it, but she made $400,000 of profit from one deal off a $9,000 investment. She bought 3 notes, 3 properties side by side. This person had worked at the bank. She bought 3 notes, $3,000 a piece. This property had been vacant for 12 years. The bank didn't want to foreclose. Why? I have no idea. She took it, bought the note, got the deed from the owner, flipped it to a wholesaler. The property's worth $570,000. She sold it for $400,000. Didn't touch the property. Now, I've never done anything like that. I'm not saying you guys are going to go out and do that, but I'm just showing you all the potential. Anything's possible with the note business. She has another deal. She paid she gets $3,500 a month, each and every month from this multifamily. She paid $11,000 for her first note. The owner owed her, let's say, $100,000. The property was worth maybe $60,000. She went to the owner. She went through all the 7 exit strategies. The owner's, all 6 first. And the owner said, no, 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 no. So she said, well, the only thing I can do is foreclose on you. And the owner said, do what you got to do. So guess what? My student had no choice. My student said, Terry, this is unbelievable. I paid $11,000. If I go to the auction and ask for $100,000, which they owe me, no one's going to show up at the auction. I'll end up owning this property for $11,000, and it has $3,500 a monthly income. I'll keep that for the rest of my life. I said, wow. And guess what, you guys? That's the way it happened. She went to the auction, nobody bid it. She now owns it as an REO, $3,500 each and every month. Now here's the really beautiful thing about this. Holly's mother had Alzheimer's. She was living in Florida. Guess what? She was able to move her mother. Okay, I think she moved her to, I can't remember where she moved her to. She moved her to a different state where Holly was living at. And she put her mom in a care home. The care home, if I can remember correctly, the monthly payments are about $3,300 a month. Guess where she gets the $3,300 a month from? That one property. And I went, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Great job, Holly. Man, you put a lot of work into this. You are awesome. She says, Terry, guess what? You're a millionaire mentor now. And I went, oh, yes, I am. I got excited about that. So, again, that's my top student. That's some of the success she's had as a real estate investor. Let me tell you about one deal that I did. And I'll tell you what, it's really true, really dear to my heart. When you buy these notes, you have the capabilities of helping homeowners in foreclosure stay in their home. I actually bought this note. This guy, I was in Vegas, and he was a military veteran. He's going through, he's going through divorce, dealing with family law court. He was $42,000 behind on his first mortgage. He was $6,000 on the second mortgage that I bought. He had an IRS wage garnishment, unreliable automobiles. House needed 5,000 repairs. I did that. I flew to flew to Vegas, and I did the repairs on this house. This guy had no equity and couldn't sell it with a realtor. This is my model. This is my Keep Your Home program. I have a marketing campaign that says, in foreclosure, we can help you keep your home. That's how I get people to call me. That's how I find out who their banks are. I call that bank to see if they'll sell the note or any other notes that they have. That's my strategy, and I'll teach you that strategy. From doing this, this is my model. I actually paid the $42,000 that he was behind on his first mortgage. I paid that for him out of my own pocket. I did the repairs. At the end of the day, we had to sell the house because he would not make his payments. My check, $108,000. Okay, I'm telling you, this is an amazing business that has so many different twists and turns, but it's a beautiful business. Okay, again, here's what's nice: you make a nice profit. You're providing a great public service. You help families stay together. You help families stay together. You help families stay together. You stabilize your community and the economy. What's even nicer, he wrote me a testimonial letter, which he should after I put all that money into his house. But I'm only going to read the stuff that's in the letters, the parts that's in the purple. I have one way to describe the help of Terry Bontemps Enterprise that's done for me, and the word is miraculous. Miraculous. That's what he's saying about me, miraculous. I've got 6 testimonials that are incredible from homeowners that I work with, and I use those testimonials to get more business. I happened to open a letter addressed to me and my ex-wife, and it was from Terry. I do not know to this day what made me call him. It turned out to be one of the best calls I've ever made. Terry had a way of making me feel relaxed about my situation. He really has a way of communicating and letting you know that you're still in control of your destiny. Well, I had thought about selling my home, but truly I had no desire to leave this home, which I had seen built from the ground up, and I had some great memories there. But Terry came through for me, and it was unbelievable what he had done for me. Unbelievable. You know what that is? $42,000. That's unbelievable. Why would anybody do that? It's a long story. I'll tell you later, but I did. You know, in a time like mine, it was good to know that there are really some genuine people out there, and of course, others could not believe that a complete stranger to me could be so kind. But all of my trust went into working with Terry, and now I'm as happy as a lark. I'm back in my home, and he got to live in his house. And I have Terry Bontemps' thing for all this happiness. I can go on and on and on with all the details, but this testimony will turn out to be a novel. If you find yourself in a similar situation or remotely close to my situation, do not hesitate to put your trust in Terry, because I can guarantee the results will please you. I send this testimonial letter out in my direct mail campaign. And let me tell you, when people see this, they call me. Again, it's the way I generate leads, it's the way I generate new business, it's the way I buy new notes. Someone asks, well, where do you find notes? Well, I do a direct mail campaign, and my direct mail campaign has the owners calling me. Then I end up calling their banks to try to buy their notes. This was a great story. Not all of them come out this way. This one, to this day, I still consider this guy free.
Hey, it's Terry Bontemps. Hey, let me tell you guys about a 5-day seminar I attended in Jacksonville, Florida. And the guy that was teaching the class had bought and sold over 2,000 houses. That's why I was there. He taught me that if I got really good at the foreclosure business, I would have enough business to last me for the rest of my life. Not only that, but I would have enough business for my daughter's lives, okay? Wow, that was freaking impressive. Wow, what he told me was absolutely right. To this day, I have 20 years experience investing in foreclosure properties all over the United States, you guys. I've invested in California, Arizona, Nevada, Illinois, Florida, and New York. Here's what I'll tell you about what I've learned from my years of investing experience that works and will continue to work even after the foreclosure moratorium is lifted. Matter of fact, it's going to work even better when the moratorium is lifted. You want to market and deal with people who are having problems with the 6 Ds. Terry, what are the 6 Ds? The 6 Ds are death, debt, divorce, and distress. And when you deal with these type of people that are having problems with their homes, they will give you a discount on their property so you can make some dollars. Let me say that again, you guys. That's death, debt, divorce, and distress. When you deal with these type of owners, they will, and they have a house problem, they will give you a discount on the property so you can make the dollars. Well, how much dollars, Terry? $1 million from this property because of debt. I knocked on the door of a foreclosure property and asked the lady, hey, was John here? She said, no, John just passed away. I said, well, sorry to hear that. I asked, what are you going to do with those houses, those 2 houses on one lot that John owned? She said she was going to give them back to the bank because she didn't want them. I told her, I asked her, I said, I would like to have them. She said, Terry, you make up them back payments, you can have those houses. The houses were $8,000 behind, you guys. I didn't have the money. So what did I do? I bought it from my dad, and I took over the loan subject to. That was in 1999. That property was owed $64,000. It's well worth $600,000 today, and I've collected over $360,000 of rents. That's called a free house. I've been given 10 free houses that homeowners didn't want. They just gave them to me. I didn't need any money. Credit, a job, real estate license. I didn't have to deal with realtors or get any loans from banks to acquire this property that was in foreclosure. You could have wholesaled it, fixed it and flipped it, or rented it just like I'm doing to make big profits in real estate. And remember, I didn't need any money. Credit, a job, a real estate license, deal with realtors or get any loans from banks to acquire this property that was in foreclosure. So takeaway for today, number 1 is you want to market and deal with people who are having problems with the 6 Ds. The 6 Ds are debt, divorce, and distress. And when you deal with these type of people that are having problems with their homes, they will give you a discount on that property so you can make some dollars, you guys. Let me show you the actual numbers on this deal that the owner didn't want because of a death in the family. I bought this property again in 1999 and $64,000. Today, it's well over $600,000, you guys. $640 was the monthly payment back then. It's $2,100 now. I own this property free and clear. I have no debt. The average rent that was collected on this property is $16,440 for those 20 years that I've owned it, those 20 weird years that I've owned it. That's over $361,000, you guys. Wow, of rental income for this free house. Okay? So, again, $16,440, okay? Over 21 years, that's $361,000. Today it's worth $600,000. That's almost $1 million, okay? From that one property, you guys. Wow. So I'm generating generational wealth. Again, $961,000. I got this in a revocable trust. I'll never sell the property. I'm going to give it to my daughters, okay, so they can have some wealth and some cash flow. And this is just one house, you guys, one house. And again, I didn't need no job. I didn't need no credit. I didn't need to have a real estate license. I didn't have to deal with realtors. I didn't have to go to no bank. Okay? The thing you guys need is the knowledge. You're going to need the knowledge in order how to do this, okay? So let's take a look at this, you guys. I made over $24,363 a year since I've owned this property of appreciation. It's gone up over $536,000. That's an whoops. Oh, I did that right. Couldn't see it. That's an ROI of 38%. Okay, a year ROI, you guys. Over 800% annual interest that I've earned on this property. Wow. Hey, you guys, this is Terry Bontemps. Again, this is takeaway number 1, you guys. We got more coming. I got 7 total. Takeaway number 1, Terry Bontemps wishing you success, health, wealth, happiness, and prosperity. And I'll see you on the next takeaway. What is your mission? If you didn't have a job, you'd have to worry about finances. What would you do in life with all the time because you got money? Money is not the purpose. Your mission is the purpose. What would you do in life, you guys, that you can't do because you got to go work for the money? Tired when you get home from work. 8-10 hours a day, tired. Got to go in on the weekends, tired. I ain't had a job in forever. Look at this smile on my face. I'm financially free. There's no true freedom like financial freedom. Terry, it's day 4, boy, you still hot. But Terry, I'm telling you, y'all don't need money. Money helps if you have it. I had the $10,000. Let me tell you guys, you need the knowledge on how to do what I'm doing. And when you know this, you can find people that have money and show them how you can give them a great return on their investments. How to make money in real estate without, bam, having money. How to make money in real estate. All right, so what are you guys getting on your savings account? What are you getting on that savings account, y'all? This is what the bank's giving you and everybody else and me. So all these people out here that are getting 1%, 2%, 3%, guess what? They need a better investment vehicle. They need somebody that knows what they're talking about so they can do better than 1, 2, and 3. Who is that? That's you. Right? That's you. All right, remember again, the bank, okay? They have this loan, $35,000. They're getting $454.42 a month. What's the bank's ROI, you guys? Come on, let's do this. I got to get you to practice. Come on, this is how you become an investor. Work these numbers. $454.42. You're going to multiply that times 12. That's going to give you, that's how much the bank is getting a year. Now we're going to divide it by the investment. See, the bank invested $35,000. So let's do the math. Divide it by 35,000. And then multiply it by 100. Bam. 15.58. That's what the bank's getting. The bank that originated this loan is only getting a 15% return on their investment. All right? It ain't the best, and it ain't the worst. Hey, Terry, your bank is giving you the same thing. That's right. My bank, for sitting my money in my bank, they're giving me 1, 2, or 3%. It ain't going nowhere. So I said, you know what? Look, I got to get a better return than that. I got to build some wealth. I got to be able to leave some wealth and a legacy and inheritance to my kids. I can't do it getting 1, 2, and 3% from the bank. So I said, hey, look, man, I want to invest my money. I want to invest my money. I want to buy a loan from a bank for $10,000, and they're going to give me $454.42 a month. Now, you guys know how to do the math already. What's my ROI if I invest $10,000 and I'm getting $454.42 a month? Come on, y'all, work with me. Work this calculator. 454.42 times 12. Boom. That, again, it's 5,453 a year. Divided by 10,000. You guys have already done this, but I got to keep just enforcing it, repetition, again and again and again and again. Can you see why I'm so good at what I do? Because I do it repetitiously over and over and over again so that I become an expert. Multiply it by 100. Again, 54%. Do I want 54%? Or do I want what the bank's giving me? I got $10,000 sitting in the bank. The bank ain't gonna give me no interest. I go out and invest myself 40 times, 44 times, 50 times what the bank is giving me by using my own smart intelligence. I'm making 54% on my money, you guys. So the question is, Terry, I don't have any money. I don't have the $10,000. Okay, here we go, y'all. You're going to find a partner to put up the $10,000. You're going to find a partner to put up $10,000. Okay? You're going to split the deal with them 50-50. So 50%, half of $454.42 is $227.21 a month. You get $227.21. Your money partner gets $227.21. Doesn't sound like a lot. What's the ROI? What's the ROI? That's what you got to go after. So take the 227.21, right? Take that, and you're going to multiply it by 12. That's what your investor gets for putting up $10,000, $2,726.52. Now, let's divide it by the $10,000 that they invested, and let's see what their ROI is. Don't forget to multiply it by 100. Bam! Your partner that puts up the money is earning 27% ROI. You tell someone, hey, look, you got money. I can buy a note from a bank for $10,000, I will get you a 27% return on that $10,000. You'll get $227 a month. So let's say that person says, it ain't the greatest. All right. So ask them, what are you getting by letting your money stay in the bank? 1, 2, or 3. I can get you 27. 9 times, a multiple of 9 times that. But what if your partner says, not enough? Why don't we give them 70% of that monthly payment, that $454.42? So if you multiply $454.42 times 70%, your money partner now gets $318.09 a month. Yeah, because see, people don't understand numbers. They don't understand math. So when you say, well, you get $318.09 a month, if you put up $10,000 for the deal, they ain't excited about it because they can't see. But when you show them the ROI, boom, and you show them what the bank's getting, guess what? You got their attention. All right, so again, let's go $318. $318.09 a month. That's 70% of that $454.42 multiplied by 12. You guys know what to do next. That's what you get when you multiply by 12. So the person that gives you 10 grand will get $38.17 a year. Okay? You're going to divide it by the 10,000 that they are borrowing. Again, 10,000. Okay? That's what you get, but you got to multiply it by 100. That is the return on investment for your partner if you give them 70% of that monthly payment. That's 38% return on their investment. 38% return on their investment. Can you guys see how I love what I'm doing? Can you see why I'm an expert? Can you see why I've got all these graphs and charts and KPIs and analytics and data? Because I use that for intelligence, for making smart investment decisions. I'm not going on feelings. I'm going on facts. Money partner, what are you getting in the bank? 1, 2, or 3%. I can get you 30, got a little breeze coming in. 38% ROI. Hey everyone, it's Terry Bontemps. You know, again, I attended a 5-day seminar, Jacksonville, Florida. The guy that was teaching the seminar, again, he had bought over 2,000 houses, you guys. Woo, that's why I was there. He taught me again that if I got really good at this foreclosure business, I would have enough real estate business for the rest of my life, okay, my kids' life. Wow, was he absolutely right. Takeaway number 7 is pretty financially exciting. That guru taught me how to get my foot into the door with those banks. And that secret was buying the notes of people that were having problems making their mortgage payments. We call it the 6 Ds. You guys know what that is now. Death, divorce, distress, and debt. And if you buy these type of properties, okay, you can get a discount so that you can make some dollars. Okay, takeaway number 7, buy the note, be the bank, get rich. It's my first student that really made some big money buying these foreclosure properties directly from banks. She made me a millionaire mentor. She actually penned that for me, millionaire mentor. Here's how I met Holly. Some of you may remember the real estate seminars that would come to town during the week, and they'd tell you, hey, look, we're having a 3-day workshop over the weekend. Well, Holly attended one of those 3-day weekend workshops. Holly decided that she wanted to invest $25,000 in one of the upper scale programs where the mentor would fly in, to where Holly lived and teach her how to invest in real estate, make money, and build wealth. Well, guess who her mentor was for those 3 days? Yes, 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 it was me. How did you know? Baltimore, Maryland, here I come. Oh my gosh, again, takeaway number 7, buy the note, be the bank, get rich. Guys, I spent 3 days showing Holly this system that I had learned from that real estate expert in Jacksonville, Florida. We actually went and knocked on doors from homeowners facing foreclosure. Holly was a real go-getter, you guys. Woo! We were having lunch one day and she told me why she invested that $25,000 into her real estate coaching program and why she wanted me to be her coach. She told me that I was the only speaker that day that was talking about being the bank, not an investor. She told me that she had never heard of that investing strategy. She never heard of anyone investing like the bank. And she said, hey, Terry, there's no competition in your business because no one's talking about it. I said, you're absolutely correct. She told me her why she invested that $25,000 to her real estate education was Holly was in her 50s. And she owned a vending machine business. And it was dying, you guys. She said it was over. There was no more money to be made. She knew that that business was over, and she was in no frame of mind to go work at a job for someone else. So real estate, okay, that was going to be her lifeline. Her new way of generating income, that was her vehicle. But that wasn't the main reason. The main reason was Holly's mother had dementia, and she was living in another state. Her mother was frail and getting older. Holly wanted to be closer near her mother before her mother's final days, you guys. That kind of brought a tear to my eye. I assured Holly I would be there as her coach, her mentor, and her trainer for the rest of my life to help her accomplish her goals and dreams, you guys. Little did I know, the indomitable spirit, the fight that Holly had. She had a never quit and a never give up attitude concerning real estate. We talked endlessly on the phone about possibilities. And then she called me. She said, Terry, I found a bank that will sell their notes. You should have heard the loudness of her excitement. Matter of fact, she told me she went in as a partner with another one of my students named Scott. Their first deal together. She was hooked. Woo-wee! Again, takeaway number 7, you guys. Buy the note, be the bank, get rich. Buy the note, be the bank, get rich. She told me that they were collecting the monthly cash flow and they helped the owner keep their home. She was so excited, but what came next was unbelievable. The bank had called Holly and told her that they would sell her 18 notes that they wanted to liquidate from their portfolio. Holly told me she was in contract to buy them and that she had raised $100,000, you guys, from family and friends to buy those 18 notes at a discount from the bank. Wow. Oh my God. Can you guys see? Holly invested in herself at a level she was seeking results on. And let me tell you why that was a good investment. She had one deal, you guys. She made $400,000 in 9 months. She wholesaled the property to a cash buyer. The cash buyer made $170,000 because Holly flipped that property to him. Just on that one property, Holly made a return on her investment of 768%. Just that one deal paid back her investors, put some cash in her pocket, and she had 17 more notes to make money from, to make big profits from. Was that a great investment on her part? Oh my gosh, it was. On another deal, Holly makes $2,100 each and every month. It was a multi-family property. The owners quit making the payments before Holly bought the note, and they didn't make payments to Holly, okay, when she owned the note. Guess what? If you know anything about real estate, there's a clause in the contract for income-producing properties. It's called the assignment of rents. The assignment of rents. You guys got to remember that. That means if the owners don't pay their mortgage on a multifamily property, the bank has the right to collect those rents and put them in an account till that matter is settled. Okay? It's not the note buyers, it's not the bank, it's still the owners. The owners never paid Holly, so Holly had to foreclose. Holly paid $9,500 for that note, plus lawyers' fees and foreclosures fees. Let's say Holly's all in for $12,000, you guys. It will only take Holly 6 months of collecting rent of that $2,100 for her to get her investment back. Then she's got $2,100 a month, gravy, mailbox money, icing on the cake. One more for you guys. Holly increased her net worth $1.5 million in 10 months buying those 18 notes from the bank. She was my first student to become a millionaire. Do I sound proud of that? Yes, I am. Thank you very much. Again, takeaway number 7, buy the note, be the bank, get rich. But there's more. My student Ron made $1.2 million in 1 hour buying a commercial note from a bank. Ron became a multi-millionaire from that deal. Ron was already a millionaire. He already owned commercial property. Okay? He noticed that a 70,000 square foot building on 1 acre of land that looked distressed. So he went to the bank to see if he could buy it. The bank said they couldn't sell him that building because they didn't own it. It was in foreclosure, but the bank hadn't foreclosed on it, you guys. They told Ron that they couldn't sell him the building, but what they could do was selling the note. Ron was totally confused. So what do you think he did, you guys? What did Ron do? Of course, he went to YouTube University looking for an expert in the business of buying these foreclosure properties directly from banks. Oh my gosh. And guess who he found? Yes, this guy named Terry Bontemps. He called me on a Thursday. I started teaching him on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Tuesday, he went into the bank and bought that commercial note from the bank, you guys. The property was worth $1.3 million after repairs. The bank was owed $850,000. They were asking $300 for that note. My student Ron bought that note for $110,000. Ron bought that note, you guys, for 9 cents on the dollar. He got the deed from the owner of the property. Now Ron owned the building. $1.2 million profit from $110,000. That's a 1,090% return on his investment. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the most powerful real estate investment strategy in the world, buying notes. It's how banks have become the most powerful and the richest institutions in the world, and that's the paper business. That's what me and you should be doing. That's it. I hope you enjoyed takeaway number 7. I'm looking forward to sharing my 22 years of real estate experience at my 3-day virtual event. Ladies and gentlemen, I've invested in real estate all across the United States, buying these foreclosure properties from banks. And I'm going to show you how you can do it when the moratorium expires and every day thereafter, just like the real estate expert taught me in Jacksonville, Florida. I hope you can join me. It's free. Okay, it's free. I've really enjoyed making these short but powerful takeaways for you. I've been using this since 2001. I've been using the system again since 2001. My coaching students are making some of the most money per deal in real estate in the United States. Looking forward to meeting you. This is Terry Bontemps. I'm wishing you success, health, wealth, happiness, and prosperity. Have a great life, everyone. See you guys.
It's so hard.
Hey everybody, it's Terry Bontemps. Welcome. I'm up in North Shore, Lake Tahoe, looking at a deal that a couple of students found. This is a lodge, and there's skiers around, and you can tell I'm in the snow and it's in the winter. Man, it's pretty cold up here, but I had to come here to take a look at the deal. Anyway, this property right here is in foreclosure. It has a note. I had a couple of students, and what happened was they found this deal. They had been working on it for 10 months to about a year, not getting anywhere. So what happened was they took my 3-day coaching up in Sacramento. They told me about this deal. So what did I end up doing? I said, look, let's go through the numbers. There's a first mortgage on this property of $400,000. Payments haven't been made. It's in foreclosure. This property is worth $1.2 million. There's a second on it also of $240,000. I've talked to the second. The second said they will sell on this property. They haven't gotten payments in about a year. The owners filed bankruptcy also. The owners filed bankruptcy not only in California, it was dismissed in California, but then they filed bankruptcy in Nevada. Now, most students don't know that anything that has a loan and owners not making payments, okay, that's a note that you can possibly buy. My specialty is buying seconds. So here we go, lodge. Now, notes works for apartments, it works for houses, it works for motels, hotels, it works for mobile home parks, commercial building. So man, I'll tell you what, if you guys learn notes, you're gonna end up making yourself a lot of money because there's not much competition on a lodge that's been shut down by the city. So again, my student that found this is a developer. He understands how to take a property, fix it up, and get it in good shape, put it back on the market. So, hey, this is Terry Bontemps. I want to share with you guys, I'm on my way to San Diego. I got a $7 million note up there. A $7 million property I'm going to be looking at up there. So I'll keep you guys informed how this lodge does. Take care. Terry Bontemps.
Hey everybody, it's Terry Bontemps. Hey, Happy New Year to you. Tell you what, this is something I'm really excited about sharing with you guys. Hey, I'm up in sunny San Diego, California. I'm actually in a city called Coronado, and I'm looking at a luxury home that one of my students found. But I'll tell you what, this place is a lot warmer than where I was at a few days ago up in Lake Tahoe. Well, anyway, this property right here, again, was found by a student in Canada. And so I'm going to tell you the numbers on the property. Now, properties like this, you guys, present a great opportunity for you and me to make money. The first on this property, actually the property is worth $7 million right now, okay, in an as-is condition. As you guys can tell, this property needs some repairs, okay? The first mortgage on it is owed $3 million. The owner's not making the payments. They're behind. Okay, and they have a second. Now, you guys know I love seconds. I've made the majority of my money in real estate from buying second liens where homeowners weren't making the payments. The second on this property is owed $1 million, and again, they're not making the payments, they're behind. And they also have a third mortgage on this property. The third mortgage, okay, you guys, is $300,000. Again, not making the payments, okay, and the owner's behind. I love junior liens. I love buying the junior liens because it presents a great opportunity, again, for you and me to make money on this property. Now, I called the second and third, and they're willing to sell their lien. Now, here's the issue, you guys. They're willing to sell that at full price. Now, that may scare some of you because most of you probably learned that you got to buy a note at a discount to make a profit. But that's not necessarily true. I'm willing to pay full price because there's still a lot of profits left over. You've just got to learn the strategy. Now, the student that found this, again, is from Canada. What happened was I teach my students how to use an online database that gives us the names of banks and their phone numbers so that we can call them to see if they'll sell their note. Now, here's exactly what I did. I called the bank, okay, and they were not in. So I left a message, and they ended up calling me back. And again, I talked to them, and they said they were willing to sell the second and the third. So I tell the student from Canada who's in my coaching program, you know what, I think he got a little nervous, you guys. I think he got scared. He told me, Terry, I don't know how to do this. I don't have a network. I don't, have the connections. I said, you know what, this is what I'm trying to teach you. So he was too scared. So I said, you know what, I'll take over. So I ended up calling another one of my students who lives up in Washington. He came down with the realtor, took a look at the property, and decided to call one of his investors who had deep pockets. His investor said they'd pay about $6 million for this whole property total. And I said, well, okay, let's work on that deal. So again, you guys, what I'm trying to teach you is it doesn't matter whether it's a luxury home, $1 million property like this, or it could be a cheap home. It doesn't matter. You need to understand and learn how to do the note business because it's all relevant. It doesn't matter if it's a hotel, a motel, it doesn't matter if it's an apartment, multifamily, a marina, anything with real estate that has a loan where someone's not making payment, that's the note business. That's what you ought to be involved with. So you have the ability to help homeowners in foreclosure keep their home. Now, I don't know what the strategy is going to be for this because the person that brings the money, they're going to make the ultimate decision. But you do have the ability to help homeowners in foreclosure keep their home. So this is Terry Bontemps. I'm wishing you success, health, happiness, and prosperity. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Enjoy the views. process, the same system that I have. I've already got the material created for you. I've already gone through the process. Everything you will need is already been developed for you, and I've been teaching it for the last 19 years. I'm going to coach you, mentor you, train you, and support you 100%. And then you get on the phone, hey Terry, this auction, what about this? Terry, could you look at my spreadsheets to make sure I'm not making any mistakes? You need me to help you not lose money. The value in that is incredible. I'm going to talk to you guys about my coaching program. I've already told you about the students that have made the type of money they've made. Some of you are going to need to find money for your deals. I already have the PowerPoint slides made for you to put on your projector, your computer, your webinar to present your note deals. That comes with my digital course. If you're given a live presentation where people are in the audience, I have a matching handout that matches the PowerPoint that you can give to your clients. Okay? I just went over the 7 exit strategies. I'll show you one page. That's what it looks like. As you're going through the presentation, just like I gave you guys, here's the presentation that your clients, your prospects can be looking at while you're giving the presentations with all the information filled in, except for the information for your deal. Told you guys about the KPIs. Oh, I love KPIs, the key performance indicators. Once you guys study this, you'll be able to match your deal side by side of the way me and my students are looking at analyzing our real estate deals, and you'll be able to look at your deal and say, yes, it's a go. No, I could lose. Or, and, hey Terry, I'm looking at this, and this foreclosing or reinstating the loan, I don't know if that's the best thing for me to do. Terry, what would you recommend from your 19 years of teaching and your 40 years of experience and those 320 videos that you have on YouTube, and your student that made 1.2 million in 1 hour, and your other student that made 400,000 in 9 months, she increased her net worth $1.5 million in 18 months. She bought 18 notes in 10 months, and she increased her net worth $1.5 million, and she's making $2,100 a month on another one of her deals. Terry, what is your opinion, your expertise? And I would say your gray hairs, but you cut your gray hairs off. Invaluable, you guys. Invaluable. The marketing that you use to help homeowners in foreclosure keep their home. You can market to homeowners to help them keep their home. If you feel led and that's where you want to go, I've got all the marketing pieces. Bam, there's your sign. In foreclosure, we can help you keep your home. Let's just say underneath is we buy houses. Someone that cannot make their mortgage payments, if they've seen the we buy houses or we can help you keep your home, who do you think they're going to call? I believe they're going to call the we help you keep your home, because that's what they want to do. We try to figure out if it's possible. It may not be possible, but you're going to build a trust factor, and if they ever decide they do want to sell their home, maybe they'll sell it to you because they know you, they like you, and they trust you. Versus call the we buy houses people. They trust you because you've given them everything you can to help them, but it just doesn't work out. It doesn't pencil out financially. You're heart-centered. You want to help these people more than you want to make the profit. What is note buying? I go into complete details of what note buying is and how it works. There's a whole digital course on that. One of my clients, the military veteran, I paid $60,000 to help him keep his home out of my own money. $60,000 of my own money. $60,000 of my own money for him to keep his house. Had a conversation with him. We were on the phone. He says, Terry, you know, all of those investors, I kept all the letters and information they left on my doorstep. I kept all that in a shoebox. And I'm like, whoa, man. I says, hey, what are you going to do with it? I'd like to have it. He says, well, Terry, you can have it. I said, great. Can you imagine the marketing, the variance of ideas, the campaign that some of these expert real estate investors sent to this military veteran? He kept it all. Now, what I've done, I've taken it and put it into this manual for you guys. 150 foreclosure letters, direct mail pieces, postcards. That's yours in my course. How valuable is that? Everybody's trying to get to this homeowner with a way for that homeowner to get on the phone and call them. Woo, that is valuable. My bank foreclosure millionaire, okay, house flipping game. The instructions for how to learn how to buy and sell houses 11 different ways in my bank foreclosure millionaire game. I'm going to teach you wholesaling. I'm going to teach you fix and flip like they do on HGTV. I'm going to teach you how to be a landlord, how to make money as a landlord. We're going to do notes. That's in there. How to borrow money. If you have no money, how to borrow the capital to fund your real estate deals. Private lenders, money partners. Again, I told you guys, find a money partner. Have the money partner put up all the money and you split the deals 50-50, just like in the banker movie. The Irishman, okay? Put up the money for Anthony Mackie, Bernard Garrett, character he plays, to go out, find deals. The Irishman put up all the money. They split the profits 50-50. This is an excellent way to do real estate if you have no money and no credit. But you gotta learn how to find the deals. You need the knowledge. You can also get houses subject to if you have no money. Subject to means, hey, I'll just give it to you. Again, I told you guys I have a client. I had a person. I was a door knocker. I knocked on the door and I said, hey, is John here? The lady said, John just passed away. John was the guy that loved all the real estate. I just want to spend time with my grandkids. I said, you know what? I'd like to have these two houses on one lot. Can I have them? Can I have the two houses that you're going to get at the bank? Why don't you give it to the bank of Terry Bontemps? I want them. Could you give them to me, please? She said, yes. She didn't ask me for no money. She was a seller that didn't want to have anything to do with tenants, toilets, trash, contractors, Home Depot, and Lowe's. All she wanted to do is spend time with her grandkids. She gave me the houses for free. She didn't ask any money. I've got those houses rented out right now. 2 houses on one lot. I get $2,100 a month from the house that she gave to me and asked no money. The houses were $8,000 behind. I borrowed the $8,000 from my dad. That was a no money down deal. I got a lot of experience of doing no money down deals, how you can do real estate without any money. Those 2 houses are worth $400,000 right now. That lady, when her husband passed away, she didn't care about the value of the house today. She just cared about her grandkids. She was emotionally tied to her grandkids. All she wanted to do was spend time with her grandkids. This property brings me in $2,100 a month now, and it's worth $400,000 because she gave it to me. There are people out there, you guys, that'll give you houses. You just got to ask for it. What do you want to do with your house? What do you want to do with your house? Do you want to keep it? Do you want to sell it? Do you want to give it away? If it's in foreclosure, maybe I can buy the note. That's how you're going to make money during COVID-19. Death, debt, distress, and divorce. Death, debt, distress, and divorce will get you a discount so that you can make some dollars. That's what I've been talking about all week for the 5 days. Talking about my digital course now. 40,000 profit in 1 hour. That's what we've been doing all week. How I made $40,000 on this one deal that we've been talking about. I sent you through the process. There's 2 manuals that go into details about this one deal. This is the case study. This is the analysis. This is the house that I kept the homeowner in the house because I wanted the $454.42 so that I can make $100,000 on the deal. I wanted that monthly payment for those 220 payments. I helped that homeowner keep their house. I also paid $60,000 for a military veteran so that he can keep his house. And it's part of the course that you guys get. Last but not least, the forms and the documents that I've used in my transactions across the United States. The documents and the forms that are necessary. What a course. But what's the most important thing, you guys? What is the most important thing? The most important thing is, hey Terry, I've got a question. Okay, let me teach you 2 times a week. I'm going to teach you and walk you through this step by step so that you understand it. I'm going to answer your questions 2 times a week, 8 times a month, 100 times in a year. I hope this will help your success. And if you do what you're supposed to do, if you work hard, if you're motivated, if you're dedicated, if you're ambitious, and if you work, you're going to have questions. I'm going to help you with those questions, those homeowners, those banks. The questions you can't answer, call me and I'll support you. That is the most important thing that you can have is my phone number. I will pick up the phone to help you. What does that cost? The cost is $1,495. $1,495. $1,495 for 1 whole year of 2 calls a week, 8 calls a month, 100 calls in a year, plus the digital course, plus my Bank Foreclosure Millionaire app, to where I teach you the strategies and the formulas. You go into the app and you practice. It helps you with your math. So when you go out into the real world, you are confident, your self-esteem is high, and you know how to make offers that will make you a profit. So I will coach you, teach you, train you, support you, and then give you a business simulator to work all this in so that you have a higher chance of success. Now, I'm only looking for 10 people. I've already got 1 person enrolled. I need 9 more people, and here's what happens once I get the 9. Once I'm finished with the 9 people, it's done. It's over. That $14.95 will not come back for one-on-one training. You will not be able to get it any longer for $14.95 to me to train you one-on-one. That program will be $44.95. $4,495 for a 1-year program, 2 calls a week, 8 calls a month, 100 calls a year. Why? I just don't have the time to work with everybody on a one-on-one basis. I can't work with everybody. So I'm going to move the price up 4 times. I'm going to 4X my enrollment. You can get $14.95, but it's going to be in a group session. That's where you have many to one. Group is many to one. It's still an incredible value because I deliver content. I deliver. I have high expectations. I raise my level. Always. I'm constantly exceeding, adding more and more and more and more to this program so it can be the best ever educational training program. Teaching financial education, teaching financial literacy to girls, boys, men, women. So again, $14.95 for the first 9 people. After that, you can still have $14.95, but it's for group, many to one, on a phone call, just like I'm doing right now, on a live stream where everybody can watch and attend, okay? And I'll take questions. But it's much better to do $14.95. Hey, Terry, will you talk to me personally one-on-one? Again, after I get my 9 people, it goes to $44.95. You can still call me one-on-one for $44.95. In case you don't know me, my name is Terry Bontemps, and I'll be your instructor for today's workshop. I've invited a few of my proteges over to give you their own personal opinion of what they think about my non-performing paper system, which I believe is the #1 real estate wealth building system in America. The reason I say it's the #1 real estate wealth building system in America is because I'm teaching you how to be the bank. Think about it. Who has the bigger buildings, the banks or the landlords? Banks get rich off collecting interest off their investments. For example, the bank loans out $100,000 over 30 years. The homeowner pays back $225,000 to $250,000. If the bank can do it, we can do it too. Owning that mortgage provides passive cash flow, quick cash, and long-term wealth. I like buying the mortgages that homeowners are not making their payments on. Of course, I'm going to buy that at a discount. So that $100,000 mortgage, I like to buy for $25,000, and then I'd like to get the return of $225,000 to $250,000 back. I hope you're excited and ready to get started on your path to becoming a millionaire just like the bank. There's one more testimonial, and I'll return for another sneak preview, and then we'll start your training.
Hi, I'm Martha Lovelace.
I'm Chuck Lovelace. How are you?
We met Terry about 7 months ago when we started to get involved in the real estate investing business, and we tried to do it on our own. We realized after several attempts that we needed some help, so we called on Terry and we told him we needed a coach, we needed a mentor, we needed some help. So Terry and I and Chuck got involved together, and what we found is that after the hands-on training, where he actually took us on several field trips to the county recorder's office, to the bankruptcy courts, as well as other hands-on training, we started to do this on our own, just by following his steps. What we do is about 2 days a week, we spend time down at the county recorder's office doing research on foreclosures, as well as looking for second mortgages in the bankruptcy court. After this, we take that research home and we start calling the banks and the lenders on those second mortgages and asking them for discounts on the notes. After several attempts, just the other day, we got one that said, "Fax me over an offer." Can't believe how excited we are just after 60 days of training.
My name's Scott Sanders. My wife Melanie and I attended our first real estate investment seminar just this past March. Here it is, July of 2005. At this seminar we met Terry Bontemps and were impressed with what he had to say, albeit we were very confused at the time. After clarification of a few things and talking with Terry, we were still impressed and liked what we heard, and we're very interested and got involved with Terry, and he's been working with us very closely, mentoring us, and every time I call him on the phone, he answers 99% of the time, and spends as much time as I need with any questions, and helping me get it through my thick skull, how this whole non-performing paper strategy works. We just funded our first deal last June. We bought a second mortgage that has a value of $18,000. Our offer of $10,000 was accepted, and we now own a mortgage and are working on our exit strategy. We're real excited about that. And today, as a matter of fact, when we're done here, I'm going back to my bank and funding our next deal. This is a little bit bigger one on a property in Utah that the bank actually called me on and gave me all the details. And after analyzing it and, of course, talking with Terry, we decided it's a go and it's a good deal. This is a second mortgage worth $52,000, and the lender accepted our offer of $30,000. So we're looking at a profit of around $22,000. And another exciting thing, and so we've been real happy. We feel like we're on our way, and Terry's been a big part of that. I highly recommend Terry, his system, and his mentorship.
Okay, so this is one of the deals I was talking to you guys about. This is the one where I bought it for $1,000 or $3,000. This is the check. I would say 45,000. It's actually $48,000. That's the profit I walked away with. You'll see the date here. This was in 2004. Okay. Let me show you some of the documents here. Now, this is the one I foreclosed on. I try not to foreclose.
Remember I asked, when George was talking, I said, George, you're giving away my secrets. He understands what I'm saying. That's why he's done it. That's why he was able to relate. I haven't talked to George. I only knew he did one deal. We were gone from each other. And then he comes on and says, wow. George didn't sit in the class. You know what's really great? I got to say this. George.
Here, why don't you use this?
George didn't sit down in the class. Did you sit in anybody else's class that taught this? What made you go? What drove you, man?
I needed to do it. I had to do it.
You had to do it. Now, see, you guys are very kind. I want to get to the core. I want to be down into his bones. Why did you have to do it?
Let's talk about bones here. Let's not talk about bones.
I'm the bone grinding.
Guys, here's the thing, is once you find a system that works, you just repeat it. The key is finding the system, and I was dying to find a system that very few people were doing. Everybody out there is teaching you the same stuff on foreclosures, the same stuff. This one thing makes you so different that you can be able to get a lot more deals. I'm telling you right now, all you need is 2 deals a year or less to make a good living on doing this. So this document is a trustee's deed upon sale. This is the document you get when you go to foreclose on someone. Nobody bid at the sale. You'll see here the unpaid debt was 105. Okay, this is all the unpaid debt on the note that I owned. I owned it for little, for what, $3,000. Okay. This is what it went for. That's why nobody bid on this. Okay. This is the NOD we filed. This is the person I hired to do the foreclosure. Okay, it's a friend of mine. And that's the NOD. This was filed in 2003. Okay. That's just when after I met Terry, okay? You'll notice here it says the amount of $21,000 is what's unpaid. That was just the unpaid balance, okay, not the whole note, okay? You'll see my name there. Now, since then, I started using corporations. This I did in my name. Okay, this is the one where we filed notice of trustee sale. Now, who does all this work? Do we do all this work? No, the foreclosure company does all this work, right? I just keep it for record. I'm not sure why, but to show off, I guess. Okay, this is the proof of publication. Okay, that we did all the right publication, all the right stuff. The mailing. Okay. This is when we hire the company to do the foreclosure. They make you sign this document called substitution of trustee.
Does that all look familiar to you guys? Have you guys talked about substitution of trustee? George is just doing the same, and the model is
Okay. This is the same stuff, guys. This is the same stuff. Here's what's going to happen. In the next 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, you are fighting a really bad enemy. Who's that enemy? Your mind. Your mind, in the back of your mind, you're thinking, you're skeptical. In the back of your mind, you're thinking all kinds of things. If you don't get a deal in the first 30 days, 60 days, guess what? In the back of your mind, you're going to start thinking, oh, this doesn't work. Or you're going to think, oh, this is too much work. I'm telling you something. Once you find that deal, all that will go away. You'll become a believer. Okay? Once you become a believer, all the doors open up. The key is to set the right mindset from the beginning and be a believer from the beginning. Know, and I mean it, know, make sure every cell in your body knows that you're going to get a deal. Okay, this stuff works, guys. The only problem is that, are you willing to do the work? That's what it boils down to. Okay? I don't know what areas you guys all come from, but here's the thing. In your area, you can systemize it even more. Because Terry gave you the formula. There might be some kind of service in your area that even gives you additional work or does some service for you that makes it even more exciting. But Terry is giving you the formula. Okay? Some of you might be slightly confused, and that's okay. That's why Terry is offering his cell phone number. Okay? What you guys need to do is do step one. What's step one? Exactly. What are the 5 questions you ask? Okay? Make sure you review your notes and always call Terry, okay? The formula is there. I've known him for, I keep saying 4 or 5 years, whatever it is. Whenever I have any question, he's always there to answer. If I'm working on a deal, he's always there. Anytime I've called him, he's always there. Okay?
Yeah, it works.
Okay? So I want you guys to seriously consider being persistent. And I keep saying that. Be persistent. I don't want you guys trying this for a week, 2 weeks, and say, you know what, I give up. Because once you find that bank, once you find that resource, it's all about just turning it's all paperwork, guys. It's all paperwork. There is no owning properties. You'll find out, like he said, the last exit strategy, the last one you want to do is own the property. You're playing with paper, guys. You're shuffling paper and making money. Okay? That's why I like this system. It's because it's just like being the bank. You're playing with paper. Okay? There is no tenants. There is none of that stuff. That's the worst case scenario. Okay? And I love it. Okay? So let's all give him a round of applause. He did a great job. Done.
I'll say one thing and we're done. So I know some of you got to drive. It's 4:05. Let's change the pattern of taking a seminar, getting excited about it for a week, 2 weeks, and then just going on to something else. Let's make this thing work, okay? Let's make it work, and let's see if you guys can gain some ground and become successful. The last thing, it hurts me. I had 23 students that joined. Only one left was Holly. Last girl standing. She makes the money. I feel for those other people. They paid 25 grand. That's gone. Kissed it goodbye. They gave up. I told them the same thing. Keep me forever. I work with Robert Allen. Robert Allen has a group of people. I work with 12 of those. Jim and Zinni may be the only ones. There may be 2 people on the call tonight. I have 12 people, only 2 on the call tonight from that group. Then I've got 12 of you, 13 of you, George's group. I wonder what's going to happen a year from now. Who will still be standing? It won't be because I quit on you. It'll be because you what on me? Quit on me. Don't quit. Winners never quit. Quitters never win. That's it. Let's get out of here. My students are making some of the most money per deal in the United States, bar none. Ron made $1.2 million in 1 hour from buying a commercial note from a bank. That is powerful, you guys. I believe that's a record. I don't know of anybody else that has students that are making this type of money. And what I'm here to show you is the power of buying notes, which again is the most powerful real estate investment strategy in the world, and it's been around the longest. Again, this is how banks get rich. I had talked about getting some larger graphics so that you guys could see my KPIs, okay? And my KPIs on the bottom, I'm going to show this to you. I'll show you the KPIs also, so I come a little early. The key performance indicators. What these are, these graphs, these charts, I have 15 deals. 15 deals right along the bottom here, okay? This white area, you can't see it, okay? Let me make sure I get my hands right. You can't see those 15 deals. I've broken those 15 deals down into 8 different categories, 8 different slices of this house so that we can look at, me and my students can look at the profits, how to increase our profits and eliminate risk when we invest our money in the real estate. It's very powerful. So let me just try to bring this in real close to you. The first KPI is total profit. Total profit. And you see the one that skyrockets to the top? That's my student Ron that made $1.2 million. Now at the far end is a wholesaler, fix and flipper, and a landlord. And on the far end, the high end, that's note buying. That's note buying. That's the profits from buying a note. Next KPI is total investment. Okay, and all you're seeing is charts from different deals of what my students have invested into real estate to make the profits that we have achieved, me and my students. Okay, that's the total amount we invested. These are the analytics, the data. And again, my favorite one, which I've been working with you guys on, is return on investment. Return on the investment. Again, if you look to the high side with the graph, the highest graph, that's my student Holly. My student Holly, that's a 4,444% return on her investment that you see all the way to the top. And then to the far end where there's hardly any graphs, that is a wholesaler, that is a fix and flip, and a landlord on that far end as far as comparing return on investment and showing you the proof and the facts about, again, investing in notes. The tallest one is 4,444%. That's my student Holly. She bought a note from a bank for $9,000 and made $400,000 of profit. My students are making some of the most money per deal in the United States, bar none. Again, I'm talking about the KPIs. I went and made larger copies to try to show this to you guys. These KPIs are included in my course, which I'm going to talk about. Next, the time to get investment back. when you invest your money, you need to know and project how long it's going to take to get your money back. That's a key statistic, a key indicator of if you should do the deal or not. Okay? When you invest your money, when do you expect to get that money back? And again, yesterday I talked about this. When I invest my money at 14%, okay, I want to get my money back in 86 months. Okay? And how do I know these things? Again, because I've tracked the data. I've studied. Okay? We've done our research. And to give you a little bit more details here, if you invest your money at 25%, no matter how much money it is, whether it's $1,000, $100, $1, $1 million, $10 million if you're buying in Dubai, if you invest your money at 14%, it will give you a return. Your money will come back in 86 months. If you invest your money at 25%, it will come back in 48 months. If you invest your money at a 30% return on its investment, no matter how much money you invest, if you invested at 30%, you get a 30% return, it's going to take you 40 months to get that amount of money back. I've done the research. I've studied it. I know this for a fact. This is the intelligence that I'm bringing to my training and my course that I want you guys to see. Okay, if you invest your money at 54%, investing $10,000 of my own money to buy a note from a bank, and I knew that I wanted a 54% return. I also knew that if I was getting a 54% return on my investment, that I would get my investment back, my $10,000, in 22 months. Can you guys hear the high intelligence, the financial intelligence, and the education that I'm going to be transferring to you when you become one of my students? And this is one-on-one training that I will give you. Next, the profit margin percentage. The profit margin percentage. How much of the deal is actually your profit? And again, the highest returns are from my students. That highest graph is from my students, again, that are buying notes. And this one here, the highest one is 92%. That was Ron's deal. Ron was the student that made the 1.2 million. He invested $110,000 to make the 1.2 million. So you can see that he had 92% of that deal was profit. Woo, analytics, I love them. Does the deal have any equity? Do you have any equity in the property, which is important? Again, I'm talking about key performance indicators, things that determine whenever you invest your money, will it be a deal? When you invest in real estate, you look at these statistics, and the statistics will tell you if you have a deal. Most people, what do? They guess. They have no way of analyzing. They're using no logic. They're just using emotion. And then they wonder why they lose money. They're basing it off feelings. They're basing their investment decisions. They're basing their money that they put into the market on feelings. Feelings. Sure way to lose your money, ladies and gentlemen. And you need somebody like me to tell you the honest truth. Whenever you take your money and you place it in someone else's hands, and you don't send them through a process like I'm going through right now, you might as well kiss that money goodbye. Why would you put your money, your hard-earned money, into someone else's hands that's not sitting you through this process so that it can show you how they evaluate their investment decisions using your money? Doesn't make any sense to me. I never, ever, ever give anybody my money so they can invest it for me. I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I've invested in my education. I have some smarts. I know how to go out, and I know how to find real estate deals, and I know how to make money. Why do I let someone else take my money and invest it for me? I invest my own money and keep all of the profits. I'm in control of my money. I make the decisions, whether to keep it in there, take it out, sell it. It's my choice. What are we buying for on the dollar? What are we buying real estate for on the dollar? And if you look, you see the bank. That's the note end. If you look to the left, that's the real estate end. Look at how much the fix and flipper, look how much the wholesaler, look how much the landlord are paying on the dollar to own real estate. That's in white. And if you look at the far end, yesterday I talked about buying a note from the bank for $10,000. I bought that note for 25 cents on the dollar. So I'll look to the far end of the bank and I'll just tell you these numbers because you guys can't see them. My students are buying notes for 18 cents on the dollar, 34 cents on the dollar, 47 cents on the dollar. Holly bought a note for 2 cents on the dollar, 9 cents on the dollar, 45 cents on the dollar, and 13 cents on the dollar. Multiplying and increasing our money. I talked about this yesterday. As an investor, your job is to multiply, increase, grow your money. That's what an investor does. They take their money, they invest, and they want to see it multiply. I've measured the statistics, the numbers on my students' deals and my deals also, and look at there. Look at the multiples of money. The 44 times multiple was Holly. Holly bought a note for $9,000. She made $400,000. She multiplied her money 44 times as an investment. That's incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Buying notes from banks. And if you look to the far end, the wholesalers, the landlord, and the flippers are not even on the charts. They don't multiply their money as much as notes does. Again, this is why I call it the most valuable, the most profitable real estate system. The number one way for building wealth in real estate, bar none, is notes. While I transition to my next thing, you guys, I want you to grab your calculator. I want you to grab your calculator. You notice I put $1 million in that calculator first. I started that this morning. I said, hey, I'm going to remind my students, everybody watching, to get their calculator and get it ready, because that is how I'm going to teach you to invest in real estate, by you putting the numbers in the calculator so that you can do it for yourself. You can see it. Go back to these trainings, re-listen to what I'm saying, and work the numbers so that you have a model to work for yourself. So grab your calculator, put $1 million in there, and just let it sit. Give me a second while I transition to my next thing. What are we buying for on the dollar? What are we buying real estate for on the dollar? And if you look, you see the bank. That's the note end. If you look to the left, that's the real estate end. Look at how much the fix and flipper, look how much the wholesaler, Look how much the landlord are paying on the dollar to own real estate. That's in white. And if you look at the far end, yesterday I talked about buying a note from the bank for $10,000. I bought that note for 25 cents on the dollar. So I'll look to the far end of the bank and I'll just tell you these numbers because you guys can't see them. My students are buying notes for 18 cents on the dollar, 34 cents on the dollar, 47 cents on the dollar. Holly bought a note for 2 cents on the dollar, 9 cents on the dollar, 45 cents on the dollar, and 13 cents on the dollar. Multiplying and increasing our money. I talked about this yesterday. As an investor, your job is to multiply, increase, grow your money. That's what an investor does. They take their money, they invest, and they want to see it multiply. I've measured the statistics, the numbers on my students' deals and my deals also, and look at there. Look at the multiples of money. The 44 times multiple was Holly. Holly bought a note for $9,000. She made $400,000. She multiplied her money 44 times as an investment. That's incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Buying notes from banks. And if you look to the far end, the wholesalers, the landlord, and the flippers are not even on the charts. They don't multiply their money as much as notes does. Again, this is why I call it the most valuable, the most profitable real estate system. The number one way for building wealth in real estate, bar none, is notes. While I transition to my next thing, you guys, I want you to grab your calculator. I want you to grab your calculator. And you notice I put $1 million in that calculator first. I started that this morning. I said, hey, I'm going to remind my students, everybody watching, to get their calculator and get it ready, because that is how I'm going to teach you to invest in real estate, by you putting the numbers in the calculator so that you can do it for yourself. You can see it. Go back to these trainings, re-listen to what I'm saying, and work the numbers so that you have a model to work for yourself. So grab your calculator, put $1 million in there, and just let it sit. Give me a second while I transition to my next thing, because what I want to show you now is a comparison. I want to show you a comparison between a fix and flip deal in comparison to what my student Holly did on her deal. Now, I showed you all the KPIs. Now what I've done is I've put them in an order so that you can see what all that means. Let's take a look. Comparison, a rehabber versus notes. The rehabber makes $35,000 of profit. They invest $115,000. Their return on investment, 30.4%. Time, 60 to 90 days. Their profit margin is 23%. The equity is profits. We don't have to worry about that. But they're paying 76 cents on the dollar. Okay? Let me just do one thing. That's a rehabber. That's a person that takes this property, they buy it, they fix it, they flip it, they sell it with a realtor, they stage it, just like HGTV, which the predominant amount of people are doing in real estate. Now let's talk about buying the paper, buying the note, buying the financing. Let's look at the profits. Again, same comparison. Holly made $400,000 on one deal. These are the KPIs. She invested $9,000. Her return on investment, 4,444%. She did that in 9 months. The amount of profit, her profit margin is 70.1%. Again, there was $170,000 of equity in that property. She paid 2 cents on the dollar for that note. That's amazing. Now, I'm going to compare Holly's deal to Ron's deal. Again, Ron made $1.2 million in 1 hour buying notes. Holly made $400,000 in 9 months. So what is the comparison? You know, if I was to ask you guys, which one, if you had a choice, would you choose? You obviously would tell me, hey, Terry, I'll take both of them. I'll take Ron's 1.2 million. That's a lot of money. I'll even take Holly's 400,000. Man, that's simply amazing. And again, how did these guys do this, you guys? How did they do this? I taught them how to invest in notes. My training. Holly paid $25,000 for her education. She went to a seminar. The seminar told them, hey, look, if you pay us $25,000, we have this fantastic, great guy, great personality, coolest guy in the world named Terry Bontemps that will come to your town and teach you for 3 days how to do real estate. That's what Holly did. Ron actually went to the bank to buy his commercial note. He walked into the bank and said, hey, I want to buy this property over here. The bank says we can't sell it. We can't sell it because we don't own it. And you know what he was doing? He was like, wow, what do you mean? What do you mean? So the bank told him, hey, we will sell you the note. So what does Ron do? Ron says, man, I ain't got no idea what notes are. So he gets on the internet. He starts surfing YouTube videos. And guess who he finds? He finds some great guy with a great personality, great smile, been involved in real estate for 40 years, been teaching people for 19 years. He's got 320 videos on YouTube. His name is Terry Bontemps. And guess what? He puts his phone number out. It's 916-470-3869. Hey, this is Terry. How can I help you? Yeah, you got a bank that wants to sell you the note, huh? All right, you want to go in and buy the note on Tuesday? Today is Friday, and you want a training? Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll charge you $700 for a Saturday and Sunday. I'll train you to you're blue in the face and you get tired, and that's what we'll do. So I trained Ron for 2 days. He goes into the bank on Tuesday. The bank was owed $850,000 for a note. The property was worth $1.3 million. The bank was owed $850,000. The bank was asking $300,000 for the note. My student Ron offered $110,000. Gave him the cash. Bam. Closed the deal. 1 hour. Made $1.2 million. So let's look at the data. Let's compare each side of the coin. How does, excuse me, getting excited. How does the numbers look? How does the numbers look for both deals? All right, let's take Ron's $1.2 million profit. Invested $110,000. His return on investment, 1,090%. His return on investment's a little lower than Holly's, but he closed the deal in 1 hour. Holly took 9 months. Ron's profit margin is 923%. Wow, he's got 1.2 million in equity. That's still profits, and he bought it for 9 cents on the dollar, a note from a bank. How about Holly? She made $400,000 of profit. She invested $9,000. Her return on investment's 4,444%. She did that in 9 months. Her profit margin is 70.1%. She left $170,000 in the deal. She flipped that and wholesaled it. Paid 2 cents on the dollar, you guys. Powerful. Houses, rehabbers. Oh, and I wasn't finished. There's one more. Multiplied their money. Let's see how much Ron multiplied his money, and let's see how much Holly multiplied her money. Her investment. Ron again multiplied his investment 10 times. Holly increased her investment 44 times. That means she made 44 times the money she invested. Ron made 10 times the money he invested. Ron invested 110,000, made 1.2. That's a 10 times multiple. Holly invested 9,000, made 400,000. That's a 44 times multiple. That's how you invest in real estate. It's how you multiply your money and increase your money, profits, and wealth.
Hello everyone, thank you for attending today's lesson. Today's lesson is how I got paid. I got paid 4 different checks on one house. That was from case study number 1. Hey, that's never happened before. I only did it one time, but it showed me the power of buying these defaulted bank notes. So hey, let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. Again, I think by now you guys are starting to understand this is case study number 1. I'm going to drill you on these strategies so that when you buy notes, you know exactly what you're getting into. There's no guesswork. It's all precise. It's all a system. It's very strategic way of investing. So the only way you lose in defaulted bank notes is if you do not know what you're doing. If you don't understand these strategies, this is how you lose. So again, beautiful house. Everybody knows that by now. Great neighborhood, a property that anybody would love to live into. Love to live in. So here we go. One more time for review. A great market. I've already said that. You guys got it. Again, I told you this property made me $40,000 in 1 hour. Property's worth $230,000. The first was owed $140. Second was owed $40. It was behind 17 payments. Okay. Again, I told you guys I bought that. Okay. I bought that second mortgage for $10,000. Okay. And again, it was owed $40, so that comes out to 25 cents on the dollar. I paid 25 cents on the dollar to control real estate. And that's great in any market. All right. The owner had some credit challenges. There was $50,000 of equity. The owner did not want to sell the house. What do? Again, I think you guys all now, you want to go for this second mortgage. Okay. Let me wrap this strategy up a little bit even more so that you guys really start to like buying default notes. I know I talk to a lot of people and they always say, you know what, buying a junior lien is dangerous. It doesn't make any sense. I've worked with realtors. I had a broker one time. He says, you know what, Terry, I always thought buying junior liens was very dangerous. And he ended up buying one. He made a pretty good profit. He goes, man, look what I've been missing for 20 years. So again, you guys, buying these defaulted notes is an incredible business, especially the second mortgage, because lenders believe that they're worth nothing. You can get those things dirt cheap. But like I said, you better know what you're doing. Again, we all know this is the payment on the first mortgage. Okay, nothing really spectacular. We already told you about the 11 years is really important. It just lets you know that the bank will lend this type of money, and they'll wait 11 years to get it back. Okay, 14.75 was a subprime loan. Monthly payment $454. They're going to pay back a total of $108,000. I already told you guys the bank is going to triple their money. Okay, if the bank can do this, this is something me and you need to do. Okay. Now, it's interesting that the bank can triple their money and make a profit. But man, when we buy this thing right here, dirt cheap, when I buy it for $10,000, guys, once I do the analysis of this note, you'll see I'm going to make some great change, definitely. So again, this is the interest, and they're going to get it back in 6.5 years, okay? Again, this is our note. This is what you guys want to buy. This is what you want to own. This is what you want to control, okay? The house is a part of it, okay? But when you own this, there's a lot of work that you got to put in. As an owner, you got maintenance to worry about, okay? All the maintenance. That's ownership, okay? This right here, this is control. All the work that needs to be done on that house goes to the owner, the person that owns this house. The paper, the bank, we don't do any work, okay? Think about it. You own your house, ladies and gentlemen. Does the bank ever come out, cut your grass, mow the yard, do any of that stuff? Fix it, flip it? They don't do any of that stuff. They just sit back, collect those payments, wait at the bank. Each month, waiting on payments. Again, you guys know the story, okay? I knocked on the door. Husband had been laid off from his job. Okay, they told me that they could make the payments because he was back working again. They didn't have the $7,800. Okay, and I was trying to work out a loan modification with them, my own loan modification by Terry Bontemps, which is the best loan modification program in the United States right now. Because I love letting that homeowner stay in their house. Okay, I love it because I want them to make payments. I'll get my return back if they make payments, especially if they qualify to make those payments. Okay, the owner told me they were thinking about refinancing the home. I told them, great, call my loan broker. My loan broker, Jerry, at that time, Jerry did a lot of business with me. Okay, me and Jerry had a great relationship. Jerry knew the business. All I was an investor trying to get Jerry to get these guys to get new loans. That way I can get cash out of these notes. So Jerry told me, he says, Terry, if they just make 3 payments to you, then they'll qualify to get refinance. I still to this day don't know what that meant. All I know is they need to make 3 payments. So guys, they end up making 3 payments. Let's say a 454. Okay? So I got 3 payments there. Now let's see how the rest of this shapes out. After they made the 3 payments, guess what happened? They refinance. And if you could see right here, it's a $29,000 check plus some change. Here's what happened. It kind of surprised me. This owner was very savvy. They called me and they says, Terry, we can refinance the house, but the problem is if we refinanced it, we wouldn't put any money in our pocket after the refinance. I said, whoa, what's wrong with that? I don't see any problem with it. You're paying off your debt, and then you can go on and do whatever you got to do. And they says, no, Terry, if we do that, we don't put any money in our pocket. What we want to do, we want to put some money in our pocket. I said, great, what do you suggest? I said, Terry, we can give you $29,000. I said, okay, what are we going to do with the balance? The balance is $11,000. Well, Terry, what we can do payments. I said, okay, fine. How much payments do you want to make? They said, we'll give you payments $150 a month until we get that $11,000 paid off. I said, great. That's no problem. I'll take it. Okay. I said, I'll take it because, again, I only paid $10,000. My immediate profit, okay, was $19,000. So how could I say no to that, you guys? So I took it. And guess what? This property did this. The market value went up and up and up and up. And guess what they decided to do again? They decided to refinance again in a short amount of time. Now, some of you may have done the same thing. Property values were so great. Oh, boy, that house was an ATM machine. He borrowed once, borrowed twice, borrowed 3 times. This homeowner borrowed 3 times. It's like, wow. So anyway, let's get back to the story. This $4,000 right here, what happened was the owner says, Terry, we want to refinance one more time. I said, great. But I said, if you're going to refinance, you got to pay me first. And you know what they did? They cried and him and hawed. Oh, man, why we got to pay you? I said, you got to pay me because I'm not going to subordinate my loan. I'm not going to allow you to just go put a bunch of debt on the property. Then my second loan is worthless. I'm upside down as a second lien holder. That's a sure sign that you're going to walk away. So guess what? You pay me, then I'll let you refinance. I went, wow, that is powerful, you guys. This homeowner could not refinance until they paid me $4,000. So they sat on a little bit, and guess what happened? They decided to pay. So there's a check. Paid. Bam. Okay, they paid me here. Bam. And I said, okay, I'll take some more monthly payments. Okay. So I did. I got some more monthly payments. And guess what, you guys? You're not going to believe this. They refinanced one more time and paid me off. I could not believe it. It's like, wow, 4 different checks on this property. Again, I got the $150 payment. You know what? Actually, it's 5 checks because I know I got some 454 payments. Man, 5 times, you guys. 5 times. I got to change this around. And again, this was a great market. Look at what happens in a great real estate market. So again, great market pays. And what you should be doing is buying while the market is here, right? The market is low. And up here, when it gets really tall, the person gets some equity, they have the chance of refinancing, paid. Bam. Okay? Now, what did I learn, you guys? Look at here. I learned how to make money on houses that were not for sale. This house was not for sale, but I still made boy, I got running out of room here. Let me just clear this out. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Good. This house was not for sale, but I still made a, look at this word here, profit on the property. How many times have you guys gone by houses and the owner didn't want to sell it and you just walked away? Look at what you walked away from by not knowing this strategy of defaulted bank notes. I also learned how to buy and control real estate. Buy and control, that's my word. Buy and control real estate to make a profit. Guys, this is big. And I'm sharing it with you because I've been doing it for the last 9 years. Buying defaulted bank notes. Now I'm actually talking to banks, getting portfolios of these loans. And again, I mean, you guys probably already know, Darius, one of my students, he's got 174 first notes that homeowners are not making payments on. First notes. Whew. Man, $40 million as a package that we're trying to take advantage of, trying to take down. Hey, we better keep going on this case study before it gets really long. Oh, there it is right there. Hey, we're finished. That's how I got paid. 4 different checks. Oh, let's scratch it. I got to change it now to 5 different checks. Have you guys ever done that? Any of you ever done that? That is simply amazing. Hey, boy, I tell you what, this has been a short lesson, but it's been a fun and great lesson. I'll tell you what, it's been very profitable lesson also. So it all comes down to understanding this defaulted bank note business. Hey, you guys, it's been great. Thanks for attending today's lesson. This is Terry Bontemps, and I'm looking forward to our next lesson together. Hey, see you guys on the other side.
Hey everyone, it's Terry Bontemps. You know, I attended a 5-day seminar in Jacksonville, Florida. And again, the guy that was teaching that seminar, he had bought and sold over 2,000 houses. And again, that's why I went there, okay, to learn what he had knew. He told me that if I got really good at this foreclosure business, that I would have enough real estate business for the rest of my life. Wow. Again, you guys, he was absolutely right. And what he didn't teach me what I'm getting ready to share with you guys right now in regards to takeaway number 6, but he taught me how to get my foot in the door of these banks. Okay, he taught me what I needed to say and what I needed to do. And that secret was, again, buying these notes of people that were having problems making their mortgage payments. Again, we're talking about the 6 Ds, you guys: death, divorce, distress, and debt. And if you can buy these type of properties, you can get them at a discount and you make yourself some dollars. So again, here's takeaway number 6. It's the model I've been using since 2001 to make a lot of money and do a great public service by helping people facing foreclosure keep their home. It's my We Help You Keep Your Home program. A bank had gave me 25 loans up in Las Vegas that they were interested in selling. I drove down there and spent 3 days. I had a relationship with this bank, and they would call me for deals because they knew I was a serious buyer and that I would close on my deals, okay? This story is from one of the properties that I bought from the bank. His name was Earl. Earl was a military veteran. This military veteran had bought his home using his VA loan, okay? If his house would have been foreclosed upon, he would not have been able to get another VA loan for the rest of his life. I paid off his VA loan. Okay, now he's eligible to use his VA loan again if he decides one day he wants to buy another home. Okay, now Earl, okay, was recently divorced. He was dealing with family law court. He was $42,000 behind on his first mortgage, $6,000 behind on his second mortgage. He had an IRS wage garnishment, unreliable automobile to get to work, and his house needed repairs. He had no equity in his home. He couldn't sell his home using a realtor. He was in the struggle. Life was a mess. On top of that, my initial investment was $4,300 to buy the note on his second mortgage. I had to pay an attorney $1,800, okay, in fees to find out who owns the house, whether it was him or his ex-wife. I personally put $4,400 into repairing his home. I flew to Las Vegas. I cleaned his house. I painted it. Earl helped me. And one day he was sitting in the living room, you guys, after we did all this work. And he looked up and he says, Terry, these are exact words. Terry, my house hasn't looked this good since the day I bought it. Right? Now, I'm a carpenter. I flew in and did all the work. I put in over $70,000 of my own money, you guys, to help Earl keep his home. So when I say I help people keep their homes, I'm serious. And I'm going to read to you the testimonial letter that he wrote me for helping him out of a bad situation. I've got 6 testimonial letters of homeowners that I actually have helped. Would I do it again with Earl Harrison? Yes, I would. You know why? Because he made me a better person, right? And he made me go deeper to understand what I really have as a real estate business, okay? I'm able to do what 99% of other real estate investors can't because I buy these foreclosure properties directly from the bank, again, with the sole purpose of helping these families keep their homes. Isn't that a great movement? Isn't that a great service I'm doing in communities all across the United States? Exactly what the government has been doing since the beginning of COVID-19. The government's program is not a win-win-win for all parties. My program is. See, the bank won, Earl won, and I made money from the transaction. That's the perfect win-win-win, guys. These type of homeowners will be looking for solutions to solve their problems because of death, divorce, debt, and distress. I was able to buy his note at a discount, and I made money. The foreclosure moratorium is going to be expiring. Do you want to help homeowners facing foreclosure when that moratorium expires? This is what my program is all about. Do you want to solve the bank's problem with their properties? Do you want to do a great public service and make a lot of money for your efforts? I want to read to you again the testimonial letter that Earl wrote me for helping him keep his home while he was in the struggle, you guys. I have only one way to describe the help that of Terry Bontemps Enterprises has done for me, and the word is miraculous. I was at my wit's end and having any idea of what I was going to do about my home. I hadn't been in my home for nearly 3 years. When through some legal circumstances, I was court ordered to return to my home and try to save it from foreclosure. You see, my ex-wife had been living in the home, and my divorce was not done properly through our court system in Las Vegas. But that is entirely a different subject. Upon my arrival in the home, I had no idea what I was going to do. I filed Chapter 13 bankruptcy, and that did not go well either, due to other circumstances. Eventually, my bankruptcy was dismissed and the house was again in default. There had been a number of these sharks, and that is the term that I have for them, sharks knocking at my door with proposals and so-called strategies on selling my house to them for practical pennies. I happened to open a letter addressed to my ex-wife and myself, and it was from Terry. I do not know to this day what made me call him, but it turned out to be one of the best calls I've ever made. Terry had a way of making me feel relaxed about my situation. He really had a nice way of communicating and letting me know that, I was still in control of my destiny. I explained how the home was turned to me through the courts and that I, above all, wanted to preserve my VA loan. If you're on default on your loan, a VA loan, you're only eligible for a home loan again once you pay the old one off. Well, I had thought about selling the home, but truly I had no desire to leave my home. Okay, this home I had seen built from the ground up, and I had some good memories there. Well, Terry came through for me, and it was unbelievable what he had done for me. At a time like mine, it was good to know that there was really some genuine people out there, and of course, others could not believe that a complete stranger to me could be kind. But all my trust went into working with Terry, and now I'm as happy as a lark. I am in my home, back on track, and I have Terry Bontemps to thank for all this happiness. I can go on and on and on with all the other details, but the testimony will turn out to be a novel. If you find yourself in a similar situation or remotely close to my situation, do not hesitate to put your trust into Terry, because I can guarantee you the results will please you. Wow, you guys, that is amazing, okay? So can you see how I helped Earl Harrison out of this situation? Again, that's helping homeowners in foreclosure keep their home, something I've been doing since 2001. I'm a rare individual that's able to do this, guys, and I want to teach it to you. So this is the reason I wanted to make this video. Again, we're talking about takeaway number 6. Takeaway number 6 is, again, okay, how to help homeowners facing foreclosure keep their home. Okay, and it's the secret to cashing in on the foreclosure crisis, you guys, and helping out homeowners. Okay, helping out homeowners. So if this sounds like something that's interesting to you, whereas again, there's no competition. Okay, you'll be able to find properties that other people want. So hey, again, it's Terry Bontemps. I got one more big takeaway for you, and you got to see that next one. It's my student Holly. She made $400,000 on one deal in 9 months. Okay, she increased her net worth $1.5 million in 10 months. She bought 18 notes from the bank. She borrowed $100,000 from family and friends, and bought 18 notes, you guys, from a bank. Woo! She killed it. See you guys. Have a great day. Bye. like it. Tell you what, let's flip a note, you guys. Let's flip that note. Let's say the person says, okay, I'm in. I'm in. I'll put up the $10,000. I want the $381. I like this deal better. Give me the $318 a month. And I'm in. I want that 38% ROI. That mailbox money. Then you give them this nice little surprise. This note that you bought is worth $40,000. Why don't you try selling it or flipping it? Okay, it's worth 40. Now, what did you guys pay? 10. It's worth 40. You guys paid 10. Man, we can flip it. Let's flip it. Let's flip it. Let's flip it. Let's flip the note that you bought for $10,000 for $35,000. Oh! Come on, Uncle Terry. You're delivering today. What do you mean? Wait a minute. Something fishy going on. Terry, wait a minute, dude. You telling me I can buy that note for $10,000 and turn around and flip it to another investor for $35,000? Why on earth, Terry, would anybody be willing to pay that amount of money for a note that's only worth 40? It's only worth 40, Terry. Why? Why would someone pay $35,000 for something that's owed $40,000? Why, Terry? Come on, tell me why. Hey, secret sauce. I ain't gonna tell you. You have to join my coaching program to get that answer. Terry defies logic. No one would want to buy it. Why would someone pay $35,000 for something that's owed 40? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand here what I'm about to do. Follow me. In order for you to build and have wealth, you have to know how wealth is built. And real estate is math. You have to know how it's built. If you don't know anything about what I'm getting ready to say and teach you right now, I'm getting ready to teach you why somebody would pay $35,000 for something that's owed 40. If you didn't know how to do that, you could never do it. You could never build wealth doing what I'm getting ready to show you. So again, ladies and gentlemen, you have to know how wealth is built in order for you to have and build wealth. A lot of us, we've seen people go to the job and get a paycheck. We haven't seen people that have wealth and have built wealth and own things and properties and they own real estate. So what have you done? What have you done in your life? Have you built the wealth, or you've done what everybody else has done by going to the job and working paycheck to paycheck? I'm showing you how to build wealth. The most powerful wealth building real estate system in the world is what I'm showing you right now. Notes, mortgages. The most powerful real estate system in the world is notes. I'm getting ready to show it to you. Hang in there. I'm trying to get you a new mindset to think about wealth, money, investing, estate planning, debt-free living, and real estate. Why you must learn how to invest in real estate, or else you're going to keep working for money, paycheck to paycheck, I don't have any money. I don't have any money. It's because you didn't learn how to invest and build wealth. It's how banks have become the most powerful and the richest institutions in the world. Mortgages and notes. Since day one, the bank said, hey, if you want to buy a house, we'll provide the financing. You pay $100,000 for the house. You give us payments of $1,000 a month for 30 years. So over those 30 years, the bank, for loaning you $100,000, will make $250,000. That's exactly how the bank gets rich. The rich don't have jobs, you guys. They don't work for money. They make money work for them. The rich don't work for money. They have money work for them. You guys have heard that. But no one's shown you how that's done. I'm doing it right now. Day number 4. I'm showing you how it's done. How do I know? How do I know all this? This ain't conjecture. I ain't making this up. This ain't no Toastmaster speech. This ain't no TED Talk. This is what I've been doing for the last 19 years. I bought my first house when I was 20 years old because my uncle told me, save your money, buy a house, pay it off. Glad I listened to him. I had a mentor in my teenage years, my uncle, who was a real estate investor. I asked him one day, I said, hey, what do you do for a job? I don't have no job. I'm a real estate investor. I own a duplex. I live on one side, the tenant lives on the other side. The tenant pays all of my expenses to live on. I don't need a job. I own real estate. What? What did you just say? My mom, my dad, my uncle, my nieces, my aunts, my friends, my in-laws, they all got jobs. So wait a minute now, you don't have a job? What are you? I'm a real estate investor. All right, now how does that work again? Look, son, pay attention. This property, it's a duplex. I live on one side, tenants on the other side. The tenant pays all of my expenses. They pay my mortgage. They pay my house, my expenses. They pay my food. They pay my groceries, my clothes, my car, my everything. I go, what? What? You don't have to have a job because you own this stuff? He goes, yeah. He said, let me tell you something. You buy one of these, you save your money so you can buy it. I want you to pay it off so you don't have any debt. As a teenager, what? Don't blow your money. Save your money, buy a house, pay it off so you have no debt. Best advice I've ever had, because 2001, the 9/11 bombings, 2008, Great Recession, 2020, I owe no banks, no money on my real estate. I have no debt. No credit card debt, no automobile debt, no student loan debt. I don't owe anybody money. I pay cash. I don't even use credit. I don't even know what my credit score is. I haven't checked on my credit probably in 20 years. Understand this, you guys. When I invest my money, I know what return I want and how long it will take to get my money back. Again, I told you guys I bought the note for $10,000. I got a 54% return. I knew that I would get my money in 22 months if I can get that owner to make the $454.42. So why, Terry? Come on, man. Quit holding out on me. Quit holding out on me, Terry Bontemps. So why would someone pay $35,000 for something that's only worth $40,000? Come on, Terry, quit it, man. You got me on edge. I'm on pins and needles. Stop it. Can you guys tell I'm having fun? I enjoy this. I enjoy teaching. Come on, Terry, let's deliver it. They're paying $35,000 for the income stream. What's the income stream, Terry? Remember, this loan had 220 payments on it of $454.42. Let me take you back. Let me take you back, y'all. If I can find some of these notes pretty quickly. That one doesn't show it. All right, save us a little time. The reason someone will pay $35,000, especially for a note buyer, is because of those 220 payments that are remaining on the loan at $454 a month. Please multiply 220 remaining payments times $454.42. That's if the owner makes every single payment, they will pay back $99,972.40. What are you saying, Terry? That homeowner, because of the loan they signed, they'll be paying $454.42 a month for 220 more months, which is going to round up to be about $100,000. That's what's remaining on this, $100,000. So if you look at that, if I was to invest your money partner, if someone would buy the loan, let's say your money partner put up the 10 grand, right? And they're getting that 38%. And you tell them, how about if we flip that note? How about if we flip that note that you paid 10 for, let's flip it for $35,000. And you tell them, I know, you don't understand why, but let me tell you why. Because the person that will pay $35,000 will want that 220 payments at $454.42, so they can get $99,972.40 over the loan. What's the ROI? What's the ROI? What's the ROI? That's the question you guys got to be able to answer. Let's do the math. Let's do the math. So let's look at it. You guys are selling that note for $35,000. Let's look at your profit. You bought it for 10, you're getting 35. How much is your profit? I'm gonna fill it in red here. Put a check mark so you guys can see it. So, bam, automatically you deduct what you paid from the 35, so you guys are getting a $25,000 profit initially. Up top, I got the wrong hand, right here, $25,000. If you sell the note for 35, you get 25. Wow. All right, now before you can sell that note for 35,000, we have something called seasoning. Seasoning means another note buyer will not want to buy it for 35 unless they see a track record of payments. You bought the note, the homeowner, you bought the note for 10, the homeowner's made 6 payments to you, so that means it's seasoned. 6 payments have been made to you, okay? So let's look at the 6 payments. The 6 payments, of $454.42 have been made to you. So you got 6 payments of $454.42, and that's $2,727. That's right up under the 25. So you're going to sell it for 35. You're going to get $25,000 profit. Plus you got 6 payments of $2,727. Add those two numbers, 25,000 and 2,727. Add those together, you guys, and that's how much your profit is. $27,727. $27,727 is your profit for flipping that note for 35 grand. But now, what is your ROI? You bought it for 10 and you're making $27,727. Your profit is $27,727. That's your profit. Divided by what you invested. Remember, your money partner bought it for 10? Multiply it by 100. 277%. OMG. You guys just made 277% ROI because you bought a note for $10,000, you sold it for $35,000, and you got 6 monthly payments of $2,727 for a grand total of $227,727. Oh my gosh, you didn't touch the property, you didn't paint, you didn't fix any toilets, you didn't go to Home Depot, you didn't hire contractors. You're dealing in the paper, y'all. Y'all dealing in the paper. That's why I love this business. Woo-wee. But wait a minute. Terry, you still ain't told me why someone would spend $35,000 to buy something that's worth $40,000. I told you they want them payments, you guys. Let's look at this. The investor bought it for $35,000. Let's see what their return is. They're buying it for $35,000. That's their investment. That's their investment. What are they getting for investing $35,000? They're getting the 454.42, right? That's what they're going to get a month, 454.42, and they're going to multiply it by 12. They're going to get that for their yearly investment. They paid $35,000. This is what they get a year, probably 7 years roughly, get their money back. Now we got to divide it by the investment, divided by the $35,000. Got to multiply that by 100. That is their return on investment. 15%. They're getting a 15% ROI for buying it for $35,000. But you're going, Terry, that ain't a whole lot, Terry. 15% ain't a whole lot, Terry. Oh boy, you done got so big and so smart now. 15% ain't really big for you. When you've been hearing me talk about, I like to earn 54. My student Holly made 4,444. My student Ryan made 1,090. Oh boy, guess what? 15 is peanuts. How much were they getting from their bank? 1, 2, or 3%. And you're able to offer someone 15% on ROI by paying $35,000. 15.5% ROI. So again, let's keep looking at this. I'm going down this chart. You're looking over here. If someone paid 35 grand, they're going to get a 15.58% ROI. How long is it going to take to get their money back? How long is it going to take for them to get their $35,000 back? That's something I need to know. How long is it going to take me to get my money back? So they invested $35,000. Divide that by your monthly payment. It's going to take them 77 months to get their money back. 77 months to get their money back, okay? Let's put that in. A little bit more than 6 years to get their money back. Now I'm going to do some new math for you guys, okay? Now remember, how many payments were there remaining on the loan when you bought it for 10? That's right, 220. They had to make 6 payments, okay, to season the loan. So we're going to do our math. 214 payments remaining on the loan for the person that's trying to buy it for $35,000. Then we said it's going to take 77 payments so they can get their investment back. Okay? 77 payments to get the investment back. There's 137 payments remaining. 137 payments remaining. How many, you guys? 137. I'm ready to wrap this up. 137 payments remaining. Again, they get a 15%, let me get my numbers right, 15% ROI over here. It's going to take them 77 months to get their investment back if they pay 35 grand for it. There's 137 payments remaining, you guys. 137 payments remaining. Now, all we have to do is multiply 137 times 454, and that's what the person will be paying $35,000 for. So the math is this. $137 payments remaining times 454.42. 137 times 454.42, $62,255.54. Getting ready to drop the mic. 62,000. Got to put my dollar sign on there so you guys know we ain't talking about just peanuts. $62,255.54. That is why someone will spend $35,000 to buy the note from you. You flipped it. You got a money partner to put up $10,000. You guys flipped it and sold it for $35,000. Why would somebody spend $35,000? Because they'll get their money back, and there's $62,000 remaining of profit for them. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's a spreadsheet. That's the numbers. These are facts. You're selling for $35,000. You're going to make a $25,000 profit. You seasoned the loan for 6 months, which got you $2,727 of payments. Your total profit is $27,727. You made a 277% ROI. What's in it for the person that buys it for $35,000? Okay, they get a 15% ROI. It's going to take them 77 months to get their money back. 137 payments remaining at $454.42. That's going to produce a profit of $62,255 for the person that you flipped the note to, something you bought for $10,000.